just when you about to relax and kick back and think you know what's going on, you don't. We don't. I I don't know. The whole headline just, I'm saying, bam, what? Really? So, I said, man, I can't wait to talk to people tonight, man. It's going to be funny. Coach Kyle Shanahan confirms interest for now Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. Now, listen, I know that's not a big deal. And Grant Cohn told you. He told you. Now, back when Grant was going buck wild, getting rid of Jimmy, getting every quarterback he could find, talking about Josh Rosen should be starting, all that other stuff. I always take that as with a grain of salt and laugh. It's like, okay. But he was right. Kyle was hot on the trail of Matthew Stafford. And if at least he was right about that. And I said, Matthew Stafford cost how much and how many draft picks? And then, what? But the thing is, a few minutes later, well, you know what? Let's get right into this right now. Shanahan rarely says anything to the media beyond PR-friendly rhetoric and nothing usually to do with any personal feelings. I mean, nothing. That all changed earlier today. All it took was a program for the Ringers Network called Flying Coach. Shanahan let it all go, man. He just said it. Kyle must have forgotten. Kyle, you're being recorded. They're going to put this out there for people to see it. If you're trying to keep anything quiet, now it's over. We know how you feel. And tonight, we're going to go over some of the things Coach shared on the Flying Coach and get to the phone for your feedback on his comments. We're going to make this more than it's probably going to be a 2 or 3 part series, though. There's some other things that went on in that conversation that it's, wow, really? So, everybody, I want to apologize for those who said Kyle does not really like Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't think he'll be here for week 1 anymore. I'm just wondering now. It may not be the case. So, well, anyway, get your feedback on this. Rams coach Sean McVay, like Richard Sherman and other co-hosts, this podcast thing this is something a few dudes around the NFL and other sports are involved in. No big deal there. But McVay is part of the Ringers network of shows entitled Flying Coach, right? He shares the spotlight with Peter Schrager, everybody's favorite guy, Peter Schrager, the 49er guy. One benefit of having a famous podcast host, though, is you can book famous guests who are otherwise not apt to speak publicly, right? Kyle Shanahan's one of those kind of guys. This week, Flying Coach brought on Coach Kyle Shanahan, and sure enough, Coach went buck wild. Shanahan was like in reveal all book mode. I mean, so what? Coach shared a whole lot of feelings in the 95-minute episode, including Trey Lance fodder, by the way, and a deep dive of his infamous decisions down the stretch of the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl collapse versus the Patriots. But for our purposes, the most interesting previously unreported tidbit is about Matthew Stafford, who is at this hour the Rams' brand new shiny QB, right? That's McVay's team. This is McVay's show. What is Kyle doing and why did he do it? Well, you know what? Maybe because he knows McVay really well. He knows Schrager. But for some reason, Kyle thought they was just sitting at the neighborhood pub or bar, kicked back, just talking football, I guess. But at the same time, Kyle sounds genuinely excited about his quarterback depth chart this season with JG and T. Lance in the fold. But straight up admitted to McVay and Schrager and everybody listening that he's still mad he couldn't make a real deal offer for Stafford. Flashback to late January. Stafford had made clear he wanted out of town. Are you ready for this? As it turns out, Shanahan was as well as McVay and Stafford were hanging out in Cabo. At that time. Really? What were they talking about? All 3 of them. Or were they all together and just happened to be in Cabo in separate places? That's not been made clear. Shanahan had been studying Stafford's game tape and was more convinced than ever that Stafford was an underrated player. Shanahan said about the mad rush to acquire Stafford, quote, "I was trying to get involved in it," unquote. But he never said anything about that later. We didn't hear anything about that in February, March. In fact, he acted like he didn't know anything about it. But he was told by someone in the know that he could safely wait one more day before entering the fray, so he put his phone away and went on and had dinner. A short time later, it was all over. The Rams had already sealed the deal. Matthew Stafford is now a Los Angeles Ram. After hearing that timeline of events, McVay tried to reassure his old buddy Shanahan, who was already in tears over the matter. I'm kidding about the tears, but Jesus Christ. A quote from McVay, if it makes you feel any better, it came together faster than I thought too, Kyle. Unquote. The Rams gave up a 2021 third rounder as well as a 2022 and a 2023 first rounder for Stafford. Does that sound familiar, though? The Niners later traded their 2022 and 23 first-round picks to move up to the number 3 slot in the NFL draft. Fam, did somebody have to tell Kyle he couldn't use a third 2023 draft pick? How bad did he want Stafford? Seems unlikely they would have had the assets to get Stafford plus Lance if they got into a dogfight with the Rams, I guess. You know, but there's a question about that. Wouldn't Lance still also would Lance still have been in the mix with Coach? Hot for Stafford. Was he willing to go that far, or did someone in front office say, Kyle, sit, calm down. No, don't drink the coffee. Bring him some orange juice. Kyle, we're not doing this. We're not giving up 3 first-round picks for Stafford. No, I mean, could that have been the case? If you're a big believer in Lance, then it's for the best. Shanahan had put his phone away before that late January dinner. Is all that can be said. But fam, for tonight, my question is this: if Kyle felt that passionate towards gaining Stafford, then why not just call John and tell him to get on it? Kyle, you don't need to be there. You could be on a conference call or something like that. If you need to just be sitting in on the meeting, right? Also, now let me know the truth. Are you as frustrated as Coach Shanahan sounds to be, or pass, I love me some Lance? This is fun stuff. And it figures, too, because, we're just 3 weeks away now. It's it's official. What, 27? Yeah. We're 23 weeks. We're 20 days away before the stat stuff really gets, because I read that earlier, and I got on Twitter, so you know what? If I'm JG, I'm out. I just tell Kyle, look, you know what? Why don't we work out a trade? Or just let me go? Because I think Jimmy's completely out of the picture now. Anyway, Tribe says, of course we'll regret it. Rams are loaded. Bastard's probably going to get a title, according to Tribe. William Roberts, what's up? What's up, William? JC, it's my son's birthday. He turned 4 on Monday. All right. You say happy birthday to him last year. Did we do JC last year? He's be able to better see it this year. I understand. 2 and 3. You might, what is that fool on the TV, on the screen doing, Dad? He's singing happy birthday to you. We'll do it again. You say happy birthday to him last year. Can you please do it again? He loved hearing his name. His name is Roman. Oh, I do remember this clearly. Roman! What's up? Matty S says, hey, shouting out from beautiful Bend, Oregon, and go Niners. Quest for 6 is back on. It's always on. It's just we just don't always deliver. M Blaster 6054. Hey, Ronbo and family, what's up? I had my second procedure this morning, and I made it home in time for second procedure. Master Blaster, you okay? I'm glad to hear that. No matter what. All right. Wow. All right. Hey. So we do the birthday. Let's go get Roman's birthday. Happy Roman, happy Niners birthday, Roman, happy. Roman, hold on a second. It gets a little dry when you get loud and noisy. How's it like being 4, huh? Feeling like a man now, huh? Happy Niners birthday to Big Roman. Happy Niners! Roman is big time 4. Before you know it, you get 5. You start dating. Dad gives you the keys to the car. You're on your way. And hey, now let us get into the meat and potatoes here. It's NJ on the screen. NJ, let me get my ears here. Come on in, man.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm like, at one point I was like, what? What? And, because you know how Kyle is. Speculation runs wild, because at one point we were going to have the Alabama quarterback in the
Mac
house.
Jones.
And so,
Yeah.
with Mac Jones, I figured, okay. And then Stafford, Stafford's going to cost a fortune. What? We're going to give him, and I heard about the Rams that there's no way the 49ers are going to give up 3 first-round picks. So, NJ, I put some perspective on this from your couch, from where you sit.
Listen, Ronbo, people are starting to finally come around, and I think it's almost impossible to say that Jimmy G is going to be the starter week 1. I went ahead and posted some tweets, repinned them from May 5th when I said that Jimmy G would not start week 1, and people thought I was crazy. And now everybody's starting to see exactly what I've thought the whole time, my man. Jimmy G, they've been trying to replace him all offseason, my man. All offseason, they've been trying to do it. It wasn't just Stafford. It was with Andy Dalton. They were going to use Andy Dalton as the backup, which is true. He was probably going to be the backup to whoever the heir apparent was, whether it was, Watson at that time, whether it was drafting a quarterback, whoever it was.
You left out the guy, what's his name, the former Baltimore quarterback. He was involved too. Something fell through on that as well. I don't know who the backup was supposed to be, but yeah. This is
you're talking about Flacco. You're talking about Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco.
Yeah.
And that's what I said, Flacco. But you know what? At that point, I thought Flacco was just a backup. That was the point when I didn't think there was even going to be a draft for a first-round quarterback pick. You saw that first-round draft pick coming?
Well, here's the deal. I figured they were going to draft a quarterback. Now, this is when they were at 12, okay? So I figured they would draft a quarterback round 2. And so a lot of the talk for me back then was around guys like Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, that type. And then once they moved up to 3, I immediately put my eyes on Trey Lance and said, this is the guy. And as soon as he was drafted within a week, I'm saying, listen, this guy's going to start week 1. Everybody thought Mac Jones was so draft ready. But really, Trey Lance has all of the mental capacity that Mac Jones has, right? The things that people like about Mac Jones, except for he came from an offense in college that was very similar to what the 49ers run. Much more under center, a lot of him calling protections and a lot of him calling blitz packages. He's ready to start. And people talk about this kid as a 19-year-old, and that's what they assume that he is still. And that's why there's no chance. Jimmy's the guy. They're not going to pay him $27 million to be the backup. I agree. They're not going to pay him $27 million to be the backup. But they need Trey Lance to win that job outright. And when he does, Jimmy G will not be on this roster anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can offer no
How do you
argument
feel
on
about
that.
it, Rombo? Because I know you're a Jimmy G guy. Everybody knows you're a Jimmy G guy.
Oh, absolutely.
So how are you feeling about it? I mean, be real.
I just did. That has not changed one little bit.
Yeah.
If this goes down, it will be a monumental mistake to go right up there with what he did in Atlanta with that last call that got, what's his name, sacked. Because why? Number one, Jimmy G is fully polished in that offense. No matter what anybody says about somebody just coming in and not knowing that offense, no matter what you're running at college, it doesn't look the same in the pros. The 49ers' best chance is to start with Jimmy Garoppolo. If he fails, then, yeah, drop him in the toilet. But he is the silver bullet. If the bullet doesn't work, okay, now you got to put in the lead bullet. But meanwhile, Trey Lance is not going to equal what Jimmy G can do in the first few weeks. It's just not physically possible. You've got to get in the NFL. You've got to go through a few lumps and bruises. You got to get through Kyle Shanahan's offense. And contrary to what a lot of people believe, that offense is not, I don't care if you're Einstein, you're not going to come in and just start whistling through that offense like it's no problem. So that means the 49ers are going to have to go in third gear upon Jimmy's exit until he can shift into fourth gear. This is my concern. But My faith is in the fact that this team is so solid otherwise that they may be able to do just the same with him as they did with Jimmy in his first season at 2017. Run a few plays that Trey can do really well and let the defense and the run game handle it this year. That's probably going to be the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not going to be able to just, I think he can pick up everything. I think he has picked up everything, but being able to call it at the line of scrimmage and being able to run it perfectly, that's a whole different thing. And I understand that. And people have to understand.
One other thing I want to add to that.
Yeah.
Kyle's not going to trust him to audible at the line of scrimmage in his rookie year.
No.
That's fantasy. That is pure fantasy.
It is. And let's also not forget that the center for us does call protection. So he's not going to have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one. Yeah. But people have to understand that as much as I love Trey Lance, he's a rookie. He's going to struggle. But I'm willing, and I think Kyle Shanahan is willing to go through some of those struggles with him in order for him to go through those growing pains, because they believe that his upside, if they can make a playoff run, you get 16, 17 games under your belt. Well, now all of a sudden you're not really a rookie anymore, right? You're on to season 2, and that season 2 is the playoffs. And they feel like you add in that mobility that he has with that arm strength, it just opens things up that no matter how good Jimmy is, Ronbo, he just does not have that in his arsenal. And I think that's what the ultimate issue is.
Isn't that, but that's a little overrated. That saying that, okay, it's like saying if my octane is at 100, I need to add 102. This team has already been successful with Jimmy. I think he gets underrated in that area, and that's what usually gets to me. Let's not talk as if Jimmy G's totally incapable of getting it done. You can say somebody might be better, but to say that Jimmy G can't get to the Super Bowl, it's going to take a lot to get me to believe that.
Here's what's changed a little bit for me, Ronbo, is, okay, I don't want to turn. I've had my opinions, and anybody who knows who I am knows that I have my opinions about Jimmy G. I'm going to keep those completely away, but I do want to say some things, and I want to stay very objective here. I want to say that one thing that worries me about Jimmy is that the league has caught up to him, right? When he played that full season in 2019, people really didn't have a lot of film on Jimmy G. And now they know that if they crowd the middle, he's not going to throw outside the numbers, and he will make a mistake or two. The other thing is that he did take us to the Super Bowl, or make the Super Bowl, however you want to put that. That being said, he also wasn't making near as much money when that Super Bowl team was put together. And when you're making as much money as he is, it's never happened, Ronbo. No quarterback has ever made as much as Jimmy G and won a Super Bowl. It has never happened in the history. And that's with all the pantheon of great players. And as much as you love Jimmy, you can't put him on the level of a Rodgers or those types of guys.
I was about to mention those guys. Doesn't Tom Brady, hasn't been getting paid somewhere near that for a long time?
He takes pay cuts every year. He keeps pushing money off. The most he's ever made when he's won a Super Bowl, Ronbo, is 12.5% of the cap. Jimmy G's at over 13.5%. The only quarterback to ever make over 13% and win a Super Bowl was Steve Young, and that was in 1994. That was year one of the salary cap. And really, to me, that doesn't count because teams haven't figured the cap out in year one. So that's the most ever, is 13.1%. I know a rookie quarterback has never won a Super Bowl, but let's be real. One of those things is eventually going to be broken, and both of them at the same time are not going to happen from the same team. You cannot have both of these guys and expect to win a Super Bowl this year. You can't.
Jay, the thing is, though, for all your criticism of Jimmy G, that the team wins no matter what kind of game he plays. You know, his mistakes are amplified 50,000-fold. But what his achievements are belittled down to minute. And this is another reason why I side with him. Because even though the team wins, his critics are still all over him. That's the real reason why I took him up. Because I said, you know what? The critics are not being objective. All they're being is, I don't like him. See, because if my team's winning, there's no quarterback that goes 4 quarters of football every week and never makes one mistake. They're not out there. They don't exist.
Sure.
They're not coming to San Francisco. We don't have one now. So I'm saying, why overemphasize every mistake he makes and pay no attention to his achievements? This is my beef.
Yeah, listen, Rombo, that's fair. And I've gone in on Jimmy in multiple different avenues, whether
You and
it's my
lots of
show
others.
or writing or what have you. Right. And again, I don't want to turn this into that. People can find that out there. It exists. Right. And I've been very
In
clear about
droves.
that.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Jimmy is that, listen, Alex Smith is a really good example of this, right? Alex Smith was a game manager, and there's people think that that's some sort of hit on people. It's okay to be a game manager. Game managers, by the way, do win Super Bowls, especially when they have elite defenses like that 2019 Niners team had. The issue is that I don't think Jimmy realizes sometimes that that's what he is. And so he goes out and he tries to fit the ball in tight windows and make these late throws. Like he has the arm strength to do it. And if it's like, listen, man, if you would just check it down and not take so many chances, you can win a lot of games that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you're playing hero ball when you're only asked to throw the ball, 6.5 yards on average. You're not asked to throw the ball downfield. So don't do anything crazy. And what I have to say above all about Jimmy that frustrates me the most, Rombo, is for me, every single time he dropped back in 2019, I got a queasy feeling in my stomach. I genuinely thought a turnover or a possibility for a turnover was about to happen. That's a feeling that I cannot quantify by a stat, but it's just the feeling that I got. And that's a feeling that I do not want to go through again with this team, because this team is very good. And
Let me ask you this then.
He
Was
bugs
your
me, man.
feeling
It worries
justified
me.
and based in facts? Did that happen every time that he just dropped back, though? This
No,
is another thing that gets
no, you're right.
overemphasized.
You're
Your
right. Listen,
fears are based in you just didn't like him. If he
but I've
completed,
never,
Jimmy G used to go 4 and 5 in a row, and no, not a bleep. Nobody notices or remembers that though. He could go 3 quarters, but as soon as that mistake comes up, oh my God, he sucks and blah 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 blah. See, these are the things that I always on Twitter and every place else. Let us for a moment realize the 49ers won that game going away. Uh, Jimmy had his fine game. Everybody did their part. Also, with this thing about crowd in the middle and all that, what do they practice all week long? Jay, there's another thing. Sometimes I think some of the emphasis on the blame shifted toward Jimmy for every little thing wrong with that offense.
it's not
Sometimes it
fair.
needs to be allocated toward Kyle Shanahan. How about
Absolutely.
give me a
100%.
receiver that isn't third tier or a rookie? There's a lot of things going on out there, an offensive line that is at least complete. And also, when you say audibles, I'll bet there's been some times when Jimmy wanted to go in a different direction. He's the kind of guy that's going to do as he's told, though, and that bothers me as well.
The one thing I want to say about Jimmy is he's a consummate pro, Rombo. I mean, you said that if you were Jimmy, you would ask for a trade. You would
Oh,
ask to be
God,
off this
yes.
team.
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy's going to do that. Jimmy has taken it on the chin all offseason, and he's been nothing but professional the whole time. The whole time. And, maybe it's because he wants to get paid. I don't know. But all I can tell you is that he's been a
No,
professional. He's been a
no.
consummate pro, and you cannot take that away from him. As
And
a
that's what it is.
person,
We got to
as a
go with that.
pro, he's done all those things. And I will never, ever bash him for any of those things. Do I like his on-field play? No, not a fan of it. But as a person and as a true consummate pro, 5 stars. I can give
And
him no more credit.
they don't leave out the other variable. The guy's a competitor. If you think Jimmy's walked away from a fight, that's what I love about him the most. We're going to see about week 1. We'll see. It ain't
Yeah, it's not over yet.
concrete just yet. We'll see.
Listen, it's not over yet, but Rombo, to hear
looks that
you
way.
say it, that's almost like a victory to me. That's as close as you can get without it actually happening. So I had to get your thoughts on it. I appreciate,
Yeah.
as
All
always,
right.
you letting me in, my man. Have a good show.
All right. Have a good night, too. Talk to you later. All right. Here comes the other one. I see zooming in. It's Papa Dragon. Come on in, Pop. I gotta make sure to not get on the defensive tonight. I'm not gonna do it. I'm here for your comments, though. Pop,
Okay,
come on in, man.
okay. I'm here. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All
In
right.
fact, better
All
than
right.
usual.
All right. Well, I'm on a different system this time. I like to keep you guessing. You know, the best thing I can say is I always try to look at football objectively. It's to me, it's not a personal thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. It isn't. It just isn't. Like I said, it's kind of like with Colin Kaepernick. He needed to elevate his game after that first Super Bowl appearance because again, defense has caught up with what he liked to do. So it's kind of like in basketball, right? If the team is playing zone and they got a really good zone, you can't just smash for a zone. You have to shoot over it. See what I'm saying? So what they're doing with man zone against the 49ers is that they're playing off of Jimmy's tendencies. They're playing off of his quick release. It's really to get rid of the ball quick. The problem is that they are cutting off his primary reads very, very quickly. And he's not able to adjust to that. But here's the deal. I really do think that we would be talking about a different quarterback if he didn't have the knee injury. I really don't think he has been the same since the knee injury. And that's just me keeping it real. You look at most of the passes he threw the Super Bowl run, they were short passes with a lot of yak. He very rarely went over the top or to the sideline. He's not driving the ball off his back foot, and he is a little bit more jittery in the pocket, and that's understandably so. Have you ever seen a knee surgery?
I want to ask you one question.
Yes.
Did you see anybody downfield for Jimmy to throw to often, other than Emmanuel Sanders?
I don't have coach's tape. I don't, but I don't look for Sanders first.
People
here's
always
who I look
say
for.
that. I just want to give you an example of who Jimmy missed going downfield. This is an argument that it always irks me because I say, okay, did you see anybody anybody going downfield for a shot? I don't remember that.
Well,
George Kittle does it every now and then.
We don't have,
and Jimmy hits him.
But we don't have coach's tape. What we have is we see like the pocket and we see like the line of scrimmage. We see that.
Who's our deep threat?
Go ahead.
Who's our deep threat?
Listen, who's our deep threat? I don't know who our deep threat is. You know why? Because it's not being thrown deep.
Okay. See that
he's thrown deep before.
That we're giving the same argument, and neither one's answering the other one's question. I want to know who's downfield to throw the ball to, and you say you don't know because we don't throw the ball downfield. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
Give me. I want to see a dude streak and downfield and Jimmy go after him. And I want to see what happens. Because everybody thinks he can't do it. And in college, on his tape, I did see him do it. So this is something I say, if people think he has no capability to do that, I think that's
I'm not
false.
saying that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that I think that Jimmy Garoppolo has above average arm strength. Okay? But I think that a big part of his throwing style comes from his legs. And I think he's really been throwing on one leg. I think there's not a lot of confidence in that repaired knee. So
after
I
2
think
years?
that the velocity. After 2 years. After 2 years, I met a kid recently who had ACL construction. He was a 2-sport college star. Met him 2 days ago, and his career is over. ACL. Done.
Okay. I just want to say one more thing. I promise not to interrupt you again. Listen, his first year, 2017, Jimmy was throwing that same way. He's got arm strength to do that. The reason he did that is because the offensive line was releasing too quickly. And so Jimmy had to get rid of the ball. There was no time to plant. And those tight windows that NJ was talking about a minute ago, that Jimmy was throwing into, the biggest percentage of those were made complete. This is why, another thing, people amplify if they see one mistake, it clouds over all the other things that happen positively. So I'm saying, we don't throw the ball deep. Talk to Kyle as well. He calls the plays.
Oh, wait a second. Hey, I am not putting this all on Jimmy. I want you to take some of my comments in context. My context is, here's my context. I don't think he's the same player, and I think the knee injury has a lot to do with it. It's period. He's not that same guy. So I'm not trying to say that he's garbage. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that he's damaged. Unfortunately, one of his biggest problems of the 49ers is Kyle Shanahan. I mean, think about it for just 2 minutes. Not even just 2 seconds. Right now, do we even have the confidence that Kyle Shanahan is going to raise a quarterback from a pup to a superstar to stick with us? I don't have that confidence, do you? I just don't. Because right now, the things that Kyle Shanahan is doing overall with Jimmy G, I don't care if you went to your quarterback and said, hey, I'm looking for a new quarterback, but you don't got to tell everybody else this.
See that?
You know what I mean?
That's
Over and
we
over
agree
again.
that. I don't. What did you do,
Yeah,
Kyle? You got on television
no,
and did that? God.
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I think Kyle Shanahan, as a leader, as a head coach, has questions. But the reality is that he's a losing football coach. Okay, so his job is on the line. What do you think is going to happen to his coaching aura if Jimmy G gets injured again? What
It
do you think
freaks
is
him
going to
out.
happen to him?
I agree with
I'm just
that.
saying. What do you think is going to happen to his coaching aura? So
No,
right now,
and that is a good
go
point.
ahead.
That no, I'm just saying that's a great point.
Right.
Kyle's losing record is making him crazy. So,
Oh, he's
because
already crazy.
it's really making him crazy now because this is following him from Atlanta when he lost the Super Bowl there. He's come here, his losing record, and Rudy will tell you because he's all over Twitter and every social media saying, you know, you're 49ers since Kyle Rose is 31, 34, and 39, and whatever he's
Right.
going on. You know, it's got to be
Right.
bothering him. This is not looking like his
Right.
father's legacy. So it
Right.
is.
And NFL is not the game of fairness. The quarterback takes too much heat, they get too much praise. Okay, let's call it for what it is. I mean, the quarterbacks below him weren't very good, and Jimmy G was a good quarterback, and with him they win. I get that. I absolutely get that. But if you have a quarterback whose main weakness is availability, right? If your coach, no matter what, if your coach's philosophy is that, hey, we're going to work like it's the '90s, we're going to work hard. I don't care if he doesn't think that way. But I'm just saying, if that's his philosophy and the quarterback is injured, like I say, you're talking about a head coach who never ever takes credit for a loss. He never takes pressure off of his players. He just doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
You
Pop,
know,
we're out of
so
time, though. He doesn't.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
also, he insists that you do as he says. That's why I can't wait to see what he does with Trey. Because if you're playing with Kyle Shanahan, you are not going to be unleashed to do whatever you want to do. But we're going to find out.
Well,
Pop,
I
the,
don't know, but let me end with one thing. I keep imploring you and all listeners, watch the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, and you'll see some hesitancy at Garoppolo, and that's on Garoppolo. You'll see that he's had players that he'll have like Kittle wide open, and he doesn't pull trigger. Those are the plays that you can see without coaches. That's some of the stuff that I saw, some of the mistakes he made. And like I said, after that, it was the same thing as Kaepernick. Once everyone figured him out, they're gonna play. They're gonna play in a way that it makes it difficult for you until you play your way out of it. He just hasn't had the opportunity to do that because of injury,
Pop,
just because of other
you
situations.
played the game. You know option one, option two, option three. You know what? This is another reason why I know Kittle could have been a decoy on several different plays. I don't doubt very seriously if Jimmy didn't see him. This is why everybody brings that up. But you know what? I think
No,
that
no,
was
that's not the
by
problem.
design.
That's not the problem. It wasn't that he didn't see him. He didn't pull the trigger. He hesitated. You have to watch it. But I'm saying it is
I think the
hesitancy.
play was to go on
There's a
somewhere else.
hesitancy.
Yeah.
No, you got
But
to see it. You have to
well,
see it. It's there.
we're gonna
It's
we're gonna
on
find
tape.
out more about that this year because Jimmy knows he's auditioning. There's going to be times I think he vetoes some of Kyle's actions this year, and that I'm looking forward to. Uh,
I honestly would be based on how things are going and the way that their head coach is. I'd be seriously. I'm going to be surprised if he's still with the 49ers game one. Seriously.
if he is,
That's the kind of crap he's talking, the coach is talking, and the way
yeah.
the players are all gravitating to Trey Lance.
How do you know they're all
It's
gravitating to a Trey Lance?
I,
Hey, we're gonna make this a two-part show.
okay.
Because I doubt Jimmy's lost the locker room
Okay.
completely. But let's do
No,
this
no, we'll
tomorrow.
continue the conversation. We'll
Okay.
continue it later.
All right.
All right, man. All right,
Have a
wait.
good night, fam. Oh my God. It's gonna be funny to see how this all plays out. But
No, it's not going to
Will?
be funny. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to suck for somebody.
As long as we still win.
It's going to suck. Ronbo,
All right. Looks like Will on the phone. Come on in, Will.
What's up, Ronbo? Hello?
Yeah, listen, I suspect you called in to gloat. Go ahead. Go for it.
What's going on, man? I just want to get that out. But anyway, yeah, as y'all heard it from the horse's mouth, people, Kyle Shanahan said he wanted Matthew Stafford. He wanted to move away from Jimmy Garoppolo. It's been confirmed. If y'all don't believe it, you better believe it now. When TNT tells y'all something, y'all better goddamn believe it. Because we shoot facts, we spit the real, and we tell y'all exactly what's going on. Kyle Shanahan wanted to get rid of this man after the Super Bowl, and it is what it is, people. I understand Jimmy G may be the starter week 1, but he's on a short-ass leash. And if he has one bad game, he's out of there. And I'm telling y'all this right now. This includes you, Ronbo. You is not a coach on that team. You don't know what Lance can do or cannot do.
But you do.
I'm just giving out my observation. Now, Trey Lance is not in a situation that Zach Wilson is. This man is with the San Francisco 49ers, a roster that has a roster that's ready to contend, for the Super Bowl. He is not playing for no Jets or no Lions or no Eagles. He's a man that's on a roster that has a running game, a revamped offensive line, and a defense. And Kyle Shanahan. How can this man fail? How? You tell me how he can fail. Tell me how, Ronbo. Give me an example of how he's going to fail.
This is your show. I ain't got nothing to say, bro. Go ahead, all you.
No, I just want your observation. I just want your observation. Why you think Lance can't succeed in his offense?
Why do I think Lance cannot continue this offense? I never said that.
Yeah, why he can't?
You want to know what I say? Here's what I'm saying. Lance is expected to come in and just dominate from step day one. Well, to me, that's science fiction. There's been quarterbacks better than him that came in and didn't just dominate from day one. And everybody seems to think that he's the greatest thing since cornbread, buttermilk. So I'm not going on that because it doesn't make any sense to me. But if he does come in and do that, I will be delighted. But in the meantime, to me, to believe that makes 0 sense. He comes from a school where he comes from, his conference is not like the SEC or any other. And still he's supposed to come in and just dominate.
Now Trey Lance is going to have his ups and downs. But this man can go above the X and O's. They gave this man the whole playbook. They didn't give him parts of the playbook. They threw him the whole playbook, and he grasped it. He grasped it in a matter of weeks.
And can read it backwards and forward and sideways, and he can perform it in the dark and with a blindfold on, and he can shoot arrows through several rings without touching anything.
He brings more element to the offense than Jimmy can.
Yes.
All Jimmy do throws. He throw deep and dump. That's all he do. Yep. All them deep balls that Jimmy throws, wide receivers have to slow down and wait for him like they punch. In the Super Bowl, in that last drive, George Kittle was guarded by Terrell Suggs, a guy who couldn't even guard a little child on the field. And Jimmy missed twice on back-to-back plays.
And was scared Suggs was going to pick it off.
He hits them all season long in the season, but when it comes down to the Super Bowl, you got your favorite tight end wide open being guarded by Terrell Suggs, and he misses him. I'm telling you right now, Jimmy Garoppolo he's a good quarterback, but he's not enough for Kyle Shanahan. And if you don't want to tell me that, go tell Kyle that. Kyle went up all the way to 3 to get his future quarterback. So and he said today he tried to get Stafford. This man tried to get Stafford. That man tried to get Darnold. Hell, the man even tried to get Andy Dalton. He got mad because he couldn't get Andy Dalton. I don't know why he tried to get Andy Dalton. But
to back up, Will, you're so raged with hatred for Jimmy G. You think that Andy Dalton was going to come in there and start, don't you? You think he was going to come in and start over G, don't you? He was coming in to get rid of CJ and Nick. Those are the guys that are killing my cat Shanahan.
He wanted Stafford too. Jimmy, Ronbo, you could take over Jimmy all day long. You know the truth. You riding his dick, getting pregnant by him because you.
Will, there's no. Hey, Will, show some class. Will, give me a break. Show me some class. Can you talk without being a jerk? Okay? Because all I know is this: Jimmy G wins ball games, and that's not good enough for you. That's fine. I appreciate it. I freaking appreciate it.
Jimmy G in 2019. He went to the Super Bowl because
and everybody did, but he did. He didn't have nothing to do with it, right?
Defense.
He didn't have nothing. Jimmy was just out there. He didn't do a damn thing.
Ronbo, that defense and that running game helped Jimmy G. We didn't win because of Jimmy G.
Will, how many teams win with just the quarterback winning? Talk to me. Talk to me for a minute. Tell me how many teams win exclusively on the quarterback's back.
He did not do it all by himself.
And I didn't say he did. You said he had nothing to do with it. Tell me which quarterback out in the NFL can win a game all by itself, needs no defense, needs no running game.
Let me tell you about your quarterback. Your quarterback.
No, I don't want to hear that. Tell me about that quarterback that wins without a run game and wins without a defense.
He only threw 8 passes in the NFC Championship game. Your coach.
Well, hey, Will, explain that to me as well. That is my favorite.
What?
Explain that to me as well.
What?
We got a running back that's tearing the other team apart. Why does Jimmy need to throw the ball? To satisfy you? Why?
What you
Mostert's got over 200 yards. Why do we change it? It's working. Will, it was working. It was working. Mostert, stop running the ball. I need to throw the ball. Oh, he had to use him.
Because Jimmy's a limited quarterback. That's why Debo wearing tearing his body running jet sweep.
What?
Because Jimmy G is limited to the offense.
So what do you want Debo to do?
Debo, if you got Trey Lance out there, Debo can stand out there and run his damn routes. He ain't got to be running jet sweeps all game long.
So the Rams run jet sweeps for? How come the Rams run jet sweeps?
I don't know. I ain't a fan of their team.
Will, you're making stuff up. That's a design play. That Debo's good at that. Debo's good at that. Mostert was good at what he done. This is a team, Will. Ain't nobody got to rely just on the quarterback.
Okay, Ronbo. If it's a team, why does everybody say when Jimmy G's on the field, we win? He ain't the only one out there on the field. You got 10 other men on the field.
Okay. Then why is it that CJ's on the field and Nick's on the field? They don't win.
Did Jimmy G beat Baltimore?
No answer. Like I thought.
Beat Atlanta? Did Jimmy G beat Seattle at home? No, he did not. So y'all shut up with that damn when Jimmy's on the field. We win. We do not win.
Will, I'm done. And you're done. I'm gone. Night.
Yeah, and your quarterback done.
Yeah. Let's go to the next call, please. let me get and go. Well, it's a big show. Shaw already pointed out to me earlier on the. Hey, you know what, Shaw? As a matter of fact, you did say something about Matthew Stafford during that time. So, Shaw, go ahead.
Yeah.
And get into that. I'm willing to listen to reasonable arguments. Just the BS, I ain't gonna sit still for that. But go ahead.
Before I get to the Matthew Stafford part of that podcast, I'm actually halfway through that podcast. It's actually a really great interview between Sean McVay, Schrager, and Shanahan. I want to clear something up that people have been constantly thinking between John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan had said in that podcast that he never reached out to John Lynch for that GM job interview. And in fact, he also said that they never had a relationship before that, before he was hired on as their GM. He said that they were mutual friends because of Kyle's dad, who he played for a couple of years in Denver. Just to clear that up. So, because a lot of people think that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan had this really close relationship when they didn't. John Lynch actually reached out to Kyle Shanahan for that GM job.
I remember that part.
So
I don't think they
yeah.
knew each other, did
So
they?
I found that pretty interesting because a lot of people think that Kyle and John are really close together,
Well, they might be.
but they're not. Kyle had said they're not. They were only mutual friends through his dad because John had played with Kyle for 2 years in Denver. So I think Kyle said he was in Tampa and John had just left Tampa to go play with his dad in Denver. So, yeah, and then I'm up to the part now where Kyle Shanahan just pretty much admitted that he was really interested in Stafford, and he used 2 weeks of his vacation to study film on him.
So do you
And
think
he also admitted
that Lynch may have been the wall between him and Stafford?
That's a hard question. I have to answer, to be honest with you, because Kyle had said in his press conference that he'd been studying quarterbacks since January of this past year. And so when the Stafford news came about, he started watching film on him for a couple of weeks on his vacation before he got to the college quarterbacks. He said you look into everything that becomes available to you, including the Matthew Staffords, the Deshaun Watsons, and the Aaron Rodgers type of quarterbacks. But Deshaun Watson, his issues became known in the media, and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch backed off of that. So he went straight to Stafford, and I think John had something to do with that, stopping him from doing that.
You and I both agreed, though,
Kyle,
that we wanted more offense that year. We picked up Solomon Thomas.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
2018.
You wanted Christian McCaffrey that year.
I definitely did, and everybody thought I was insane because I said, you know what? In my mock draft, I got Christian McCaffrey. Everybody thought that was a joke. Now look at Christian McCaffrey.
I know, right?
I knew it. He's tailor-made for Kyle Shanahan's offense, too.
2018, you were saying what?
2018, we picked up Mike McGlinchey. But you know what? I wasn't alone. Mike McGlinchey, everybody was like, what? Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That became apparent. I didn't know anything about Mike McGlinchey. Colton Miller was on my radar because he was the best tackle in that draft. And Mike McGlinchey just came out of nowhere. I didn't even know anything about him. Everyone was so focused on Quentin Nelson that year. Even John Lynch was like, he said he couldn't take his eye off of Quentin Nelson, but he saw Mike McGlinchey right there, right beside him, and said, "Okay, this guy's will solidify our right tackle spot now that we let Trent Brown go." So, but the Matthew Stafford thing, Ronbo, we can all agree that the Jimmy Garoppolo time in San Francisco is coming to an end very quickly. Trey Lance is not going to start right. I think it's 50-50, but I'm leaning towards Garoppolo starting week 1 because number one, we need to get trade value out of him, and number 2, we can't keep Trey Lance from sitting all year because that'll be 2 years of no football with him playing. Ronbo, that's ridiculous, and it's a money issue as well too. We have to dump that contract sooner than people think because Fred Warner's coming up.
Yeah, and it's not even in Garoppolo's interest either. I think that's why he's pretty much at ease with all of this, and he's pretty much Mr. Pleasant. Trey says he's like one of the nicest guys that he's dealing with. Jimmy wants out too. He's not going to say anything.
He
unlike
does.
Kyle, he's not going to go on any shows.
I'm
delighted to leave.
There's no relationship there. There's no relationship there anymore between the two. And Kyle's made that apparent on this podcast that we all listen to. Some of us have, and you can hear it in his voice that he wants to start somewhere new. You know what I mean? Like it's going to happen sooner. I'm giving it until after the bye week before we turn the keys over to Trey Lance before the trade deadline.
That's a big. The one thing about that though, if we're winning. And Kyle does that, that's a huge risk. Now, he can't fail. If you pull Jimmy and you sit him, that's a lot of money to begin with. If you sit him and Trey does struggle, and if we lose a game or two, York's going to be pissed. fans are going to
Yeah.
get ugly because, it didn't take us long because there's no loyalty in our fan base except for a certain percentage. But that would be one of the biggest, scariest risks of all time. But Trey, I
Yeah.
suspect, though, if Kyle does put him in, he'll probably be like Will complained a minute ago. The only reason we won is because we had defense, we had this and that. Like, the quarterback won't have anything to do with it. Lance will do a minimum amount
People
and
tend
then let the rest of the team do it.
people tend to I'm sorry, Ronbo, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right,
People
I'm
tend to forget that the quarterbacks that we had before Jimmy Garoppolo, they were, oh my God. We had Brian the Destroyer Hoyer. We had C.J. Beathard.
Yeah.
C.J. beat me hard, and I'll keep getting back up on no matter how much I suck.
Nick,
We had
quick.
Nick Mullins. We had freaking Alex Smith, who was on his last leg, literally, with us. We had Kaepernick, who declined severely after Jim Harbaugh left. So it was Jimmy Garoppolo was a huge breath of fresh air, and in 2017 he showed us that. And unfortunately, his injuries got the best of him, including up in his head. He's not been the same player ever since. He's still a good player. He still wins you games and everything like that, but he doesn't do the same things he did in 2017 before he got injured twice, 2 years, 2 seasons in a row.
But I do.
So that we can all agree on.
We can. But you know what? This is what I want to see this year. I want to know if that theory, it's shared by many, I want to know if his leg is bothering him, or was it the fact that the talent around him was such that he did the best he could with what he had?
I think it's
because
both,
this year he's
Ronbo.
got
I really
plenty
think
of
it's
talent.
both.
Yeah, and I want to see how he looks this year, so then I can gloat and say, this is what I suspected. We haven't lost a game yet, and it hasn't even been close. And Gimmy's been stellar. Look at the talent around him now versus last year and the year before even, and that's why. Goodbye, Jimmy. Good luck to you. Loved you. That's the only thing I wait for to say now.
I even said to you before the draft, look at how much better Emmanuel Sanders made Jimmy Garoppolo. I
Overnight.
mean, Coach Shanahan had said that these receivers need to step up. Constantly. And that was before the trade deadline, before we gave up all those assets for Emmanuel Sanders.
Constantly.
You know what I mean?
That's why I didn't blame Jimmy.
And I think Kyle Shanahan has turned the page on Jimmy Garoppolo 2 years ago when we went after Brady. And he made it pretty clear today after admitting he went in to go after Stafford that the relationship is pretty much done. And I even asked George Kittle on Twitter. I said, hey, don't shoot the messenger. I shared the podcast clip of him saying that he wanted to go after Stafford. But
George,
how does this affect you, George? Like, your coaches have said that
quickly, so did he respond?
2 years. And no, he hasn't responded. He said, Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, your coach has been trying to get rid of Jimmy the past 2 years. How does this make you feel? Have you turned the page yet as well? And so, you know what I mean? So
we're going to make this a two-part show because everybody's wanting to talk a lot. We're not going to be able to do it as that long. Let me see tomorrow.
Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. It's we all know it's coming to an end. It's just a matter of if. It's just a matter of when.
It is. But
Jimmy Garoppolo knows he's on his way out. You know what I mean? So it's
but you know what? That's all true. But I'm not going to sit here and hear him insulted. That is just such bullshit.
That's not. No.
So But anyway.
No.
We'll
all right.
We'll
Take care, fam.
All right, Joe.
Shout out to the TNT fam. All right. Thanks. Have a good night.
Wait. Hey, this is John. John, what's up? 49ers Ultimate Report. Get entertainment TV. Well, we're passionate about this team. Hey, Rick. Come on in, Rick.
What's good, man?
Hey,
What's good, man?
Oh, everything's gonna be good. Right now, it's kind of weird. Kyle set the match to the lighter fluid. See, because now everybody, any theory you had, you can attach it to what Kyle said. And also, my question remains. So then, as soon as you got Lance, get rid of Jimmy. Then, if you don't want him, save the money. Now you put yourself in a position where you could do a lot of things. You don't want him, get him the hell out and do what we need to do. Why are you going to Jed asking to keep two quarterbacks? I don't get that part.
Honestly, first, answer your question before going on for the topic of the show. The thing is that you lose more trade value. And so if you say, well, we automatically drafted Trey Lance, we gave up two future draft picks, plus we swapped first rounders, so you will get on a low, you won't get much for him. Even though if he would lose to Trey Lance in training camp, same scenario. But so the best thing for you to do is build him up. Hey, this is our guy. This guy is looking awesome right now. You want to talk him up so that you get some type of you have to get some, so you can get some kind of trade value if that's really what you're doing. And honestly, it doesn't matter what any of us say, whether you're a Jimmy fan or a Jimmy hater, either way, the 49ers and specifically Kyle Shanahan is showing you in actions that he's ready to move forward for. And so for the Jimmy fans, my only question is, are you holding on to Jimmy G because you're hoping that it'll help the Niners get a better draft pick, because he has a shelf life. Whether he stays here for the entire year, next year he's not going to be on the team. So it's like, are you just ready to give him a last hurrah, let's stand, whatever, because he's not the future. So it's like, what are you're attaching yourself to somebody that's not going to be here long term. Do we know what we have in Trey Lance? No, not yet. But the thing is, it's the possibility, and that's potential per se. That's the reason why everybody is kind of hype about him. Number one, he was under center, because we know Kyle doesn't like quarterbacks that are pretty much shotgun. So he's been under center before. I know he caught his own protection and stuff like that, but we really don't need that with Alex Mack, I should say. But from a football standpoint, no homer, anything else. What I need to see from Jimmy this year, if he is the main guy, I think number one, if a play is not there, either check it down or throw it away. First, that just basic. If it's not there, either check it down to a running back, whatever, throw it away. Do something other than throw the ball across the middle, because that's pretty much all he does. I don't see him do pretty much any out routes. I'm sure as hell don't see him doing the screen passes, which we love to see, but we don't do it because he tends to throw the ball high. Everybody's talking about Trey Lance. Jimmy G, when it comes to screen passes,
Rick, we don't do screen passes and never do. You really think that's on Jimmy?
Honestly, yeah. Because the thing about it is, when you see him throw them, he throws them high.
Here's the thing. When have you ever seen him even set up a screen?
The person, we don't know. I just know the small screen pass that we've seen. George Kittle, where he threw it high, and George Kittle came down, guy hit him in the knees.
Every time?
He had to jump up high, another one.
Rick, every time?
It's not every time, but the thing about it, Jimmy G does not throw screen passes. You can look at the
and Kyle doesn't call for screen plays, and I've been crying about that for 3 years. It's not in his playbook.
The thing about it, it's not that. I would say this. One thing about Kyle Shanahan, and it's true, Kyle Shanahan adjusts to whatever quarterback it is. So with Jimmy G, it's a lot of short passes, slants, whatever. But yet when we go to Nick Mullins, we take one shot down the field, or even C.J. Beathard. So it's not the fact that Kyle doesn't believe in throwing the ball downfield. He just doesn't honestly trust Jimmy G to throw much ball down the field much.
Rick, do you know that what you just said, Kyle predicates his offensive movements on the defensive movement. That's why in the first series of the game, Kyle will run the same play 2 or 3 times in a row before he figures out where he's going to throw that left jab. This is not, I only do what I think my quarterback can do. Otherwise, Jimmy would have been gone 2 years ago.
It's not that. But the thing about Kyle Shanahan, because he's good at adjusting to other quarterbacks. And just on the side note, I think the reason why a lot of people keep comparing Jimmy G, because they keep comparing Jimmy G not to the NFL, but to Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. So therefore, if he's comparing to those two, easy. Jimmy G is the best thing since sliced bread. But if you you can't say that, if you didn't have a Matthew Stafford, a Russell Wilson, even a Dak Prescott, somebody else, that they couldn't have did what Jimmy G is being asked to do. It's just that when we had so much bad backups, which Kyle Shanahan said himself, look, hey, they're backups for a reason. that when you get back to Jimmy G, it's
And
almost like,
finish
oh
it.
my God,
Finish
he's
it.
amazing.
Wait, finish that thought. And if Jimmy's not on the field, we don't win. That's one of the reasons why CJ's
That goes
gone.
back to what I'm saying.
That's
That goes
why
back to what
Nick
I'm
is
saying.
gone. And everybody thinks, and you know what? You mentioned something else
Exactly.
too. All three of them look the same under center. I've been complaining about that the whole time too. It's Kyle's offense. He is that kind of guy. He knows his offense will work, and he's not going to sit there and argue with you about if I want to do something else, can I do it? No, that's not what we worked on in practice. Stick to the script. It's clear as day. Nick Mullins and CJ and Jimmy are three different quarterbacks. Have you ever wondered why they look similar when they're on the field? That's not by coincidence. That's Kyle control. So blaming Jimmy for everything you see going wrong, is it because Kyle copies and says, okay, well, this is what this quarterback's capable of, and this one's capable of, and this one's capable of? No, they all look the same. Jimmy just does it better than the other two.
Like I said before, my biggest gripe with Jimmy G, because trust me, I was there. Remember when we had to chant 13-3 because we got Jimmy G? I was part of that. My issue with Jimmy G is when a play breaks down, and you've seen Kyle Shanahan on the sideline, throw the ball, whatever. But if the play is not open, whatever, I'm just like, throw the ball to a fan. Throw the ball on the stand or check it down.
I'll agree
but
with
don't just hold the ball and then get sacked, and next we're out of a fumble or we're out of field goal range, whatever. Just throw the ball away. Just throw the ball away. If it's not there, throw the ball away. That's been my biggest issue.
This is why, as I said, I've seen CJ go through that. I've seen Nick go through that. Either that or throw an INT. So, I want to see what Trey looks like in this offense to give me some perspective as to what's going on out there with Kyle's training. Because if he looks anything like what we've just seen, that should let you know, for all the blame we put on Jimmy, it might be time for an apology. Anyway, Rick, we got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Part two coming up tomorrow.
Not a faithful, not an empire. Hey, if Jimmy G's on the team, we're going to cheer for him. If he's not on the team, all right, thank you for helping us get to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say you took us, but you helped us.
Nobody will.
You were part. But you have to give credit. He was a part of it.
That's all he was. Water boy.
He was a part of the team. No, I wouldn't say he's a water boy. I mean, he did more than that. He won some games. No, I would say he won us some games, and he was a part of some games where he was just on the field. But he was part of the team.
It's all good.
He's part of the team. But hey, we're all Niner fans, and we all want us to win again because it's been since '94. So let's come on, child. If it's Jimmy G starting, get behind him. If it's Trey Lance starting, get behind him because we ultimately want to get to number 6. Quest number 6.
All right, Rick, we really gotta go. Let's see you tomorrow, okay?
All right.
Good night.
Okay.
And Trent Payne, Trey Lance, fathead contribution. Thank you, Trent. Shay, come on in, Shay.
What's up, Rombo?
Oh, Shay.
How you doing, Rombo?
Oh, fabulous. And now the truth is out there and clear. I have a feeling Jimmy's being used. If Trey fails, he still has Jimmy. Because I keep in my mind, I keep wondering, okay, you could have got rid of Jimmy a long time. Why did you get rid of him if you don't want him? And then you hear about the Dalton and everybody else. I said, well, if they were coming in here, Dalton and Flacco were definitely coming in to back up Jimmy because Kyle's had enough of the CJ and Nick.
Yeah. Well, before we get into it, Ronbo, I'm going to just break down the timeline of everything and what I suspect happened. But first of all, I want my due credit because I remember there was loads of people when we didn't get Stafford talking about, oh, you don't have any sources, you don't know what you're talking about. I was hearing it from Ray Jr., Chad Garrison. Well, now they look like clowns because we were correct and we were accurate. And it wasn't just them. There's a load of people that were like heckling, oh, TNT doesn't, and their fake sources, all this bull crap. But listen, real quick though, to jump on the Wills thing, I honestly think Dalton was going to be a cheaper bridge quarterback than Jimmy is right now. They would have paid him like 10 to 15 million, and they still would have drafted whoever the rookie is. But this is the breakdown that I think was going to happen. Now, I think after the Super Bowl, Ronbo, I honestly don't believe that Kyle was like, I'm out on this kid. Like, no, we had a Super Bowl run. I think there was still faith there. And I don't – listen, yes, I believe they kind of took the ball out of his hands in the NFC. But if he even said on the podcast, he's like, bro, if it works, it works. Why am I going to – you know what I'm saying? Why am I going to hinder us all and make Jimmy half forced to do something or make, throws when there's only two options when you throw the ball. It either can be a push-in or an interception.
And
you know what I mean? Or you're going to use
bottom
a
line
loss
on that
of
too
downs.
is
When you
why
run the ball,
go away
there's
from
only
what's
one bad
working?
thing.
Shay,
Huh?
that's what I'm just saying. The bottom line on this: why go away from what's working? Why? Well, we got Jimmy
That's what I'm
Garoppolo.
saying. And
He needs
when,
to throw the
when you
ball,
run the
no
ball,
matter
only
what.
Only one thing can happen, right? And that's only a fumble. That's it, though.
But what's
other
the
than
point?
that,
Also,
the running is a safer method, right? And we were gashing him, so there was no need for us to put the ball in Jimmy's hands when you didn't have to. We were blowing these teams out. We were up 10
every
on
run,
Minnesota
every
clocking,
run,
and
10,
then we were
15, 20
up like
yards.
31.
Why do we need to throw the ball?
And whatever people want to say, he took a – well, Kyle said it himself. So, I mean, if we're going to say, we hear the Stafford thing, well, you got to take, you know what I'm saying? If you can call a spade, call it a spade. Kyle said it himself. He said, why do that to Jimmy when we could just run the ball down their throat?
Right.
But anyways, so after that –
I mean, it's not even about Jimmy at that point. It's about what's effective. If I got a running back on every run, he's getting 10, 15 yards, Jimmy, sit down, have a seat. Don't worry about it. We got this. I mean, it's not about whether Jimmy can play or not. It's about this is working. He set a new NFL record. Why why just start throwing the ball for no known reason? That's my point. Yeah. And everybody loves, he only threw the ball 8 times in NFC. So what? What were we doing? We got a guy that just set a new NFL record running.
We're trying to get out that game already, go to the Super Bowl. Hey, listen, but anyways, Rombo, I understand for sure. You're defending Jimmy.
I'm just saying, I'm not even Jimmy. It's just, to me, it's rationale, Shay. Yeah. It's logic. I tell Mostert, who's got 120 yards, all right, your day's done. Jimmy's getting paid here. I got to keep him busy. Yeah. This, to me, is stupid. That's what my problem is. I'm sorry. I'm done.
I mean, Mostert had 220 yards in the playoff game, man. Like, that man was gashing that team. Like, there was no reason for us to run the ball. I mean, to pass the ball at all that game. We were getting 6.7 a clip. That's damn near a pass. Like, it just made perfect sense. But so I'm gonna break down the timeline, Ronbo. What I speculated. Yes, everybody has guesses, but it's the people who put the pieces together that make better guesses than other people, and that it's more calculated. And this is what I think from what I've heard and the people that I see and the people I follow on Twitter, all throughout the 49ers Twitter. I think that Kyle was still in on Jimmy even after the Super Bowl loss. I do think that. But I think where it started to alter was after the first game, the Arizona Cardinals game, and then when Jimmy got hurt. That's when I think Kyle was like, bro, I'm out on this now. Like, this guy can't stay up. And, and I don't think it was after the injury. I think it was once they found out that he would have to miss significant time and that it didn't re-heal properly, and then they rushed him back out there. I honestly think that's when Kyle was like, you know what, I need to get me a new quarterback. And listen, everybody, yes, I think, listen, I have very strict criticism on Jimmy. Jimmy gave us hope, though. Like, when we came in, we were at the bottom of the barrel team. In 2017, he came in, won us the 5 strings. You can't fault any 49er fan for having faith in that. And you can't fault people still trying to have faith in that. But my thing is, the reality hit me once he came back from that ACL. He just has never looked the same. He's not the same Jimmy that we saw from 2017. And everybody can attest to that. He's not. He's just not. The playmaking
if the running game,
like,
if the running game was working, why Jimmy leaving then? If the running game was working, why Jimmy leaving?
Oh, because because it's already the writing's on the wall, bro. He's tired. He's done with it already. But what I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying for the timeline. It was after the apparent injury. Like, people were talking about the play. Yes, the play takes part of it, but it's the fact that the man can't stay healthy. Kyle's tired of that shit. You're telling me that we're gonna pay this guy and he can't stay on the field? But it's not his. I mean, it's not like he goes out there and tries to get himself hurt. Absolutely not. But it's the fact that the play and he can't stay healthy and on the field. That's not gonna do. That, I mean, anybody could say that. Like we've already used this comparison 10 times already, or 1,000 times, however many times you want to say. If you go to a job and you can't be effective at your job, or you keep calling in sick, they're gonna let you go because they're gonna replace you with somebody who can be. And that's just where the reality right now. And like I said, once Kyle finally sold that point, this is getting to where I'm talking about Matthew Stafford. Once he realized that you know what, I'm moving on from after this, and we're gonna try to get some. This is how I truly believe it. If we got Matthew Stafford, there's no way in hell, obviously, Jimmy G's on this roster. Either we would have cut him because we don't owe him any money already, or we would have traded him for whatever we can get for him. But because, like I said, Rams moved on Stafford first, they got him. I promise you, we were looking at Deshaun Watson. If anybody says we weren't, I promise you we were. Then the allegations come out. Then we had to pivot to Plan C, and the Plan C ended up being drafting somebody in the draft. And now that's why I said this. If they don't move Jimmy by free agency, then there's no point in moving him after, and now we might as well build up his trade value. Well, guess what they're doing now? He's still on the team, and he's most likely going to be the starter week 1. Because why? Simply because why? They didn't have any options once free agency started. So guess what? Now we moved, and then so after the Deshaun Watson wait, then the third interval happened, which was what happened. The Niners moved up to the 3rd pick, right? Once we moved up to the 3rd pick, that's when it was like, okay, well now if they don't move Jimmy by then he's most likely going to stay here. We're going to groom the rookie, right? And then the rookie will play in season 2 or whenever the rookie is ready. But at least we have a starter for now. That's exactly what's happening. And that's exactly what I said almost 4 or 5 months ago. And now it's coming into fruition because I'm telling you, once he got hurt again in last season, that was the final straw that broke the camel's back. Regardless if you want to talk about the play, but it was the injury too.
Shay, one thing. Do you know who's gotten hurt a lot in the last few years? Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If Kyle's
Kyle looks at the fact that – but listen, hold on, Ronbo. I think that Kyle looks at the fact that the arm strength that Matthew Stafford had, because he does have a cannon.
Okay, well, there you go.
Like I said, you're absolutely right.
I realize that.
He
I was
has
just
been hurt.
flashing the light on Stafford.
I mean, if you look, Stafford does look good, but I think in this system, Stafford would have flourished. But it doesn't matter. At that point, we've already lost on Stafford. So what was the plan after that? Well, I think it was Deshaun Watson. Well, the allegations came out. So now we pulled out Deshaun
Watson. Out of time.
Then
I was just pinpointing on injuries.
We moved up to 3rd.
Shay, one question though. If Trey gets hurt, are we going to have people jumping all over him for getting hurt? Because a lot of times people forget this is football. It happens.
Yeah, Ronbo, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. The anxiety and the atmosphere right now is not good. If Trey gets hurt, we are literally, I promise you, more than 60% of the fan base is going to be sitting here saying, damn, do we have another Jimmy situation where he's going to be hurt again too?
It's football.
You know what I mean?
It's the way it is.
And, no,
some survive,
and nobody
some
pays
don't. Is it? But anyway.
And nobody predicts that. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody wants anybody's players hurt. But it just seems to happen frequently more to the 49ers than any other team,
just us.
Unfortunately.
And not just us. Stafford used to get hurt. He missed a half a season year before last, I think. So there's no place to run to find a quarterback that's bulletproof. But we're going to see. And I'm not hoping anything happens to Trey. And I hope he's as good as everybody thinks he's going to be. I really do.
Right.
I like winning. So. But Shay, we got to go. I think we'll do this tomorrow. There's some other things Shanahan said I want to jump on.
Yeah, we probably got to have a part 2, Ronbo. I didn't finish, but all right, Ronbo, we'll see you later.
All right.
Thank you for the time, brother. Appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Shout out TNT. Have a good night.
All right. Night. And Barack O'Neider. Kittle didn't do bleep in NFC Championship. Let's trade him. See, here's the thing. Another reason why I say, everybody focuses on Jimmy's hurt. And I understand because he's the quarterback, but still, piling on him because he gets hurt. Well, we got 50% of the roster goes down to injury. But that doesn't matter. It's about Jimmy's ass. NG49, did we transport 4 months back with this Jimmy talk? Jimmy Talk's always going to be around until he leaves. In fact, I'm starting to be glad when he leaves, too. I'm sick arguing about him. Hey, Emilio! ¿Qué pasó, loco? Yeah, I know, right? It reminds you of the old days, doesn't it? Me and Emilio used to fight like this, too.
I find it funny. It brings back so many memories. Some of these guys out here. And man, me used to go at it just alike. I said, man, people used to yell at me and come like, get him off the show, Ronbo. Why do you have him on the show? This guy didn't know what he's talking about. I was like, man,
because I like to argue.
It was just crazy. It was just this was like 5, 6 years ago. Man, we were going at it. That's crazy. I said, man, this brings back so many memories. I said, man, everybody would just talk shit about me. Like, man, he never knows what all he wants to do is just argue with you. I said, is you real Niners fan? I said, man, well, hey, I guess I can't have my point of opinion, I guess. But, you know.
It'll all pass. And, everything always passes. We go through these ups and downs and dark roads with no pavement. It's just what we do. But you know what? Sometimes I listen to things that resemble no logic or line of rationale that I can grasp. It's like if the argument that really sets me on fire every time. I'm trying to stay calm, but we said Jimmy Garoppolo didn't throw, but they passed in the NFC Championships. So the freaking you know what? So we said Mostert should have been made to sit down. And Jimmy, your job is to pass the ball. Mostert is not going to help you out. You throw it. Damn it. See, this is stuff I say, you know what? Mostert set a record that may never be touched again.
I need to look
That's just a
into it.
petty,
There was another team,
stupid argument.
I need to look into it. There was another team that kind of did the same thing, just used a running back and a quarterback was running throwing the ball. I cannot remember what team it was, but it's happened before. We're not the only thing that's done it. It's just more recently because, like I said, it's just we see it because we're Niner fans. And
even if you got Derrick Henry on your team, if you got Derrick Henry on the team, what are you throwing the ball for?
Basically, pretty much. You got to look at it. It's just we all see it because we're Niner fans. It's the same people on here almost every time or every day and whatnot. And we're all rooting for the same thing. We see it all the time. We bring up Jimmy. We bring up the running game. I'm like, boy, you got to look. Like you said, you bring up a Henry. I'm like, what are they doing? They're running the ball 24/7, and they can't even get to the championship game. So
it's not a sin to run the ball.
Think about that.
It's not. There's no rule that says, well, your quarterback sucks if your running back is tearing up the other team. He should take that ball away from that running back and throw the ball. And
then give you another good example. I'm like, you look at Lamar Jackson in the Ravens. What does he do? He's running the damn ball 24/7, and what are they doing? The quarterback's running, and then we go back even further. When the Falcons had Vic, what were they thinking? They were running the ball like crazy too with Vic. So they didn't even really throw the ball with Vic. So it changes.
Before we run out of time, though,
we see it the most.
Give me
it's
some
all
of your
the
feeling.
same thing.
Give me some of your feeling on Shanahan getting on the show and telling everybody what he told everybody. I'm amazed at that.
You actually got. You know what was funny? Because I heard it on the radio this morning on the game. And they broke it down. You have to really pay attention to how Shanahan says what he says. He double backs on some of the stuff he says. First, he says one of the things he says. He's like, I was paying attention to Stafford back when he was in college, but then when he was talking about trying to get him, wanted him, he's like, well, I didn't pay too much attention to him because I didn't think we were going to get him. So if you really break it down, he doubles back on some of the stuff he says. He said he wants him. Then he wasn't paying attention to him. Then he does want him, and he doesn't pay. He does it like 3-4 times. So I was listening to the radio this morning. They were talking about it, and they broke it down and stopped it every single time. And you listen to it, and they were arguing about it. I'm like, well, see, he did want Stafford, but then they're like, well, he said this part. Well, he did want it. Then he didn't want him. So, or he was paying attention. He doesn't want it. If you really break it down and listen to it, he doubles back on some of the stuff he says, and some of the stuff sounds like smoke screens towards Sean McVay. So you just got to listen, really break it down to it if you really, really want to listen to it. Because, like I said, they broke it down, and I was like, oh, well, I guess so. If you really, the way they broke it down, it made sense. I'm like, yeah, it kind of looked, some of it sounded like smoke screens, and then some of the other stuff just seemed like he did want them, and then some of the times he didn't pay attention to them, like whatever. So you never really know.
And they made clear a long time ago, if there's a star out there, they're going to go talk it up. It doesn't mean they don't like any player on their team. What if they go look at another tight? What if they ever talk to Travis Kelce? Oh, Kyle's done with George. I mean, George is out of here. It's always like whoever you don't like.
The most recent, you got to look at the most recent with Julio. Who wouldn't want a Julio on their team? And then he came out and said, I don't want Julio on my team. I'm like, so Shanahan always double backs on something he says. He says he does want them, then he doesn't. He thinks it's like a game hand with the media. Like, everybody thought he wanted Mac Jones. It wasn't Mac Jones. It ended up being Trey Lance. So
And we're gonna
he
find
always
out.
double backs on everything. So he
But
never honestly gives you a straight answer like, yes, I want
He
this
won't.
guy. No, I don't want this
But
guy.
Emilio,
It's
just like we're finding out now, though,
Mm.
about Stafford, watch it in another few months. Well, there was speculation throughout Santa Clara that Kyle Shanahan was interested in Mac Jones, which is why the flurry of reports came out like they did. There was a
No, they
leak.
did, and
You
he
know,
kept saying, "Oh," and then the same thing. My buddy Mac. Was it his buddy? Was it Chris? Is it Chris?
Chris Sims.
Yeah, Chris Sims. Chris Sims is my buddy. I know my buddy. He's gonna get Mac Jones, and all of a sudden, oh, if he doesn't get Mac Jones, I don't know him. So, dude, it's just honestly, Shanahan's the only one that knows what he really wants. And when he says something anyway, he double takes it. It changes his mind. So he plays with the media. He plays with us. He plays with the fans. He's the only one to know what he officially wants. He just sometimes I think he just says stuff to get people to talk. To be honest.
because he was
At the end of the
amused by
day,
people
he's
thinking he was
the
going to
only
get Mac
one that
Jones.
knows what he really
Remember?
wants for his team.
He thought that was funny. I mean, we got to go, fam.
And
All
then
right. Because I gotta get up
but
outta
the
here.
other thing was the other thing he did say that his first choice to be a head coach wasn't the 49ers. So
Hey,
where are we going
save
with that?
it.
too?
Save it. There's other stuff on that conversation I want to get into in a part 2 and a part 3. Let's save that for tomorrow. All right, fam.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
But all right, yeah, good night.
You too. Night, video. Hey, one of the greatest Seahawks fans of all time has come in, and you're saying that because he gives contributions, but I'm saying because this Seahawks fan never comes in and starts fights. He just very respectfully comes in, joins the folks in the chat, and doesn't rock the boat and do stupid things. Seahawks fan, we appreciate you, and I certainly do. Injuries suck, but you're right. It's football, and it happens. Thanks for that contribution. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Blaming players and getting mad at them and condemning them because they get hurt. If anybody ever played this game, you know you get hurt. That's all there is to it. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
Ford has on the report in the house. John, come on in. We have one of them hollering and screaming nights, like for Thanksgiving. Everybody gets together. The family is feuding, Jack. John, give me your feeling, though. Well, first of all, touch upon what Kyle said and anything else you want to add. Go ahead.
I did a live stream at 7:30, and then I finished about 8:30, and then I saw you were on. I was gonna, watch you instead of calling in. One thing that I want to say, to be very serious, for everyone, for anyone who has the audacity to tell Rumble, I told you so, and I've only been calling you since December, and there are a lot of people who said, and I remember this very perfectly in my head. He says, for all these new people who are calling in, when we, take shots at Rumbo, we have love and respect. But for what happened for one caller who, is trying to win an argument because he wants Trey Lance to start, what in your head are you thinking about trying to win an argument? I'm just trying to be, like a human being for a second before I talk about my favorite team, the 49ers. And I would never tell you this to Rumbo. I told you so because I have a lot of respect for you. And even though I've only called for a short amount of time, you can like Jimmy Garoppolo. You should defend Jimmy Garoppolo. People who like Jimmy Garoppolo in the chat, don't flip-flop. Because I just heard someone said Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start week 1. I've been saying that for a long time. I don't like flip-floppers. I'm not sure what's wrong with these people. For anyone who has the audacity to say, oh, look at me, Rumbo. I was right. Jimmy's going to be gone. He's, trash. And then you're like, really? Come on, have some class. Be respectful to people. Just be respectful of their opinions. On my channel, if you come and throw that nonsense at me, say, John Jay, you need to like Trey Lance to start week 1. Number one, I like Trey Lance. He's going to be a very dynamic quarterback. But for someone to do that, I'm just like a little bit like shocked. Do you really want to win an argument? And I'm being real. I'm not being, talking. I'm just trying to understand why people really want to win this conversation. Jimmy's the quarterback with the 49ers. He's wearing the jersey.
He's starting week 1. I've said that. There's 16 other weeks. We'll see what happens week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, all the way to week 18. I'm just, trying to be a little bit of clarity. I live in the city, and I will say this. I'm still pissed off that they took away that damn stadium, move it to Santa Clara, put Levi's on it, a San Francisco damn company, and people have the audacity to tell me I ain't a damn 49er fan. Get your damn facts straight and don't ever come on my channel again. And I'm calling you haters out there for coming at me during the draft process when I said Trey Lance was going to be the guy and having racist shit on my damn channel. So I'm saying that. And then I'm going to say this. I told everybody so that Jason Verrett, Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk was going to sign with the 49ers. I got that right.
John, I appreciate everything you said. Well, I go ahead. I do allow for exchange. I mean, you could. We're open family here. You could. I don't mind people saying what they say to me, but don't come with an empty gun because I will shoot back. That's all. So it's okay because we're all family here. So it's if somebody wants to tell me that they were right about something, that is something this channel was set up that way and established that way. That's why we have things like Monday Night Raw and stuff like that. But I do appreciate your defense, fam. I love you for that, man. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know it's okay. You got something you want to bring at me because what goes around comes around. Will and I are very close. I still love him. I don't appreciate what he thinks, but when I get my chance, I'm going to say, Will, where you at, man? Because who's right now? See, this is the way it works, so it's okay.
And, like I said, I keep it real. Like, people who know me, I'm not this nice, fun-loving, respectful dude. I've made my peace with certain things in my past. But one thing that I would always say, I welcome difference of opinion. Just don't be an asshole about it.
Well, yeah, you got a good point there. There's ways to convey your message without being just shitty. So I agree with that. Because it only sets fire on the conversation anyway. And then pretty soon, you got nothing but a shouting match with nobody listening to each other. So, it's fine. But all this is going to come into fruition later on anyway, John. So see, this is why people are digging holes that they may not be able to climb out of in a few weeks. We're going to see. I can't wait. And I'm going to admit if I was wrong. But if I'm right, I'm going to be disgusting. So anyway. Well, Johnny, thanks, family. We're going to, it's going to have a part 2 because we can't do it all today because I got to go here shortly. There's so much more we need to talk about. But I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. John, you're amazing, man. You're supposed to be at work, and John's still hanging in there. He's talking football. Hey, he's 49ers Ultimate Report, and like he said, don't go over there messing with him, boy, because John will be waiting. All right, John, let's talk later, okay?
All right, Ronbo, and like I said, anyone can hop on my channel, ask Tommy Huxley, ask all the people that talk to me. One thing about me, I may be younger than a lot of people on this chat and these callers, but one thing I will say this. No one should ever question my 49er, fandom. That's all I'm going to say, Rumble, and just ignore him. Shout out to that guy wherever he is right now. Niners all day.
All right, Johnny. You have a great night. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we be fighting, boy. I tell you. Hey, Tommy's fighting in the chat all day, every day, too. I love it. Tommy! Come on in, man. America's #1 blues man. Tommy. Oh, Tommy's probably fighting right now. He can't get to me. Tommy, you busy? Yeah, I see he posted now. Jets bothering him. Tommy, should I come back? We'll come back, Tommy. Ellis!
Oh, hello?
Wait, there's Tommy.
Shit.
Tommy, you pushing buttons, you couldn't find us?
I can't believe I had you on mute. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, Tommy, welcome to Armageddon. It's like you saw that post I gave Anna Maria. She came to Twitter yesterday, and I was sitting there thinking, Anna
Yeah.
Maria, but see, luckily, I'm not going to. I let nobody know that she's with a 49er fan, so because that draws attention. Because some guys got no class. I got into the biggest fight on Twitter one time. The 49er girl
Really?
and I were having a conversation. And some dude came over there and jumped on her with the most disrespectful things I'd ever heard. Oh, I thought Twitter was going to get closed that night. I went after his ass with a pitchfork. And 49 girl said, no, that's okay. That's fine. No, just beep. Go talk to me. You got a problem? You come to me. Be a man, boy. I'm talking to you, not her. It got
Exactly.
really crazy, you know?
Yeah.
so, but she doesn't, nobody knows that. But Anne Marie nobody's going to bother her. So anyway, Anna
Yeah.
Marie, yeah, you all right? I said, I put it on. Welcome to the jungle. It gets off there every day. You know, she was so funny.
Yeah.
Twitter versus
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
jungle.
That's funny.
You can't come in
Oh,
here with nothing weak. Boy, people be fighting. But hey, Tommy, what do you think, man, about Kyle's statements?
Oh, well, of course he wanted Stafford. I mean, home run. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah,
Are you watching baseball?
No,
Tommy, you do what? You one of the
sorry,
people who watch.
yeah.
All right.
home run. 2-run homer.
Giants?
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. So, because they just lost the series to the Cardinals. They're just trying to avoid the sweep here.
That's always embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
They're still in first place,
I
aren't
think
they?
he wanted. I think he wanted Stafford, and it's just he didn't want to. You know, like you remember, he didn't want to give up
The farm.
even one first round pick, let alone 4 for that freaking old dude. Come on.
Yeah, and not only there were 3 first-round picks. Are you Rams? You couldn't give like 2 first-rounders and a third or something. You had to give 3 for the
Yeah.
But you know what? They're a different team. They're a whatever it takes to win right now. Next year we'll worry about
Yeah.
that next year. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So
Like I was talking to Grant on the Discord about how I think they paid that much just to get rid of Goff. So it was like,
oh right, and they had to pay.
yeah. Yeah.
God, they spent a
And
lot
then,
of money.
and it's funny that I follow a couple of Rams podcasts, and they're like, "We're going to the Super Bowl." I'm like, "There is no way in hell you guys are going to go to the Super Bowl paying. You're still paying Todd Gurley, you're paying Goff, and you're paying Stafford. So I'm sorry. I could see a first-round exit. I'm thinking they're going to go second in the division, take the wild card, and we're going to win the West, and then they're going to go home."
This season is a hurry to get started because there's so many questions that have to be answered.
I know.
Yeah, this is just really, and Tommy, I don't remember other seasons we went into, and we were just laughing it up because we thought we had a chance. We weren't really sure about it. But this year, this is a different story altogether. This is about this team starting to dissolve and morph into and segue to the next generation, right? So you're sitting here watching now. You know, Jimmy, if he plays really well, and the 49ers do end up doing great things this year, it's going to be interesting to see how it's handled and what they do. Meanwhile, Trey, he has to come in and look like brand new money, Tommy. You know why?
Yeah,
because
I know.
the hype on him has been Hollywood huge. He can't make a mistake right now. If he comes in and looks anything average or below, it's going to get ugly because 49er fans, we're a tough group. You know? So
Yeah.
I'm worried about him, too.
Yeah. Because I saw Jesse on there. I don't know. He was probably saying he's going to start week 1. That's his favorite thing. I mean, I just don't think it's a good idea. I mean, I know there's so much Jimmy hate today. Yeah. Jimmy, is he elite? No. Is he good? Yes. Is he top 20? Maybe. I mean, I think Lance has just got to, like, totally kick Jimmy's ass in the, in camp and in preseason to even question it. To question maybe, and like John Jay says, you're not going to have a $27 million QB on the freaking bench.
I know, right? People think that he send him, unless you got a trade deal that you get rid of that money, nobody's going to sit Jimmy down for no long, extended time, making that much money. And Jed York will call down to the booth and ask what's going on. Guys, what are you doing with my money?
I know. If you're really going to take a round pick for Jimmy or a 6th, fine. He's worth more than that. I'm sorry. He's a starting quarterback. He's not some scrub like Andy Dalton.
Well, see, Tommy, that's what bothers me. People talk about Jimmy like he's complete trash. He can't do this. He can't do that. Every mistake he makes, that's who he is. I said, you know what? How many quarterbacks are out there throwing perfect games every week? Nobody's allowed to make a mistake. Jimmy makes a mistake. Whoa! Anybody else makes a mistake? Tough play. He comes back and he recovers, but not Jimmy. That play stays with him for the rest of while the time is in San Francisco with the 49er fans. That's what he does. He gets sacked. He doesn't throw over the numbers. Well, who's calling the plays? That doesn't matter. Jimmy's supposed to just say, screw you, Kyle. I know what I'm doing out here, and I'm going to get it done. This is science fiction. So, I can actually be glad when Jimmy can go somewhere where he is allowed to play Jimmy ball. It's nothing to do with his leg.
Yeah.
That happened 2 years ago. He's fine.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I trust whatever they think is fine. If they want to start Lance, go ahead. I mean, but I think that's gonna result in cutting Jimmy, and then you're not gonna get any of your first round picks back. Not to say that he could get you a first round, but yes, if we go deep in the playoffs, maybe you can.
Yeah.
And we weren't worried about Jimmy as a player. We were worried about him staying healthy and the backups not doing their job. The backups, like we talked about last year when I started calling in. And Millen just throws to the other players like, I thought he was on my team.
And CJ gets confused suddenly in the middle of a snap. John, that's what's so funny because you mentioned that, but nobody thinks about that. People think it's all about Jimmy when Kyle already saw what happens with no Jimmy on the field. He has CJ and Nick. That had as much to do with it going to get another quarterback as Jimmy, but nobody wants to believe that. No, It's all about Jimmy. We could keep CJ and Nick, but we need another starter. What is wrong with does that make any sense? Of course that's not what's going on.
I know. I don't know. I mean, we're all fans, like you said. I mean, the people that think Lance is going to start, people are going to say Jimmy. It's going to, whatever they decide, we're all going to live with it.
And I am.
At least
I will support Trey all day. I'm a 49er fan first. Get agreed.
Exactly. And the greatest thing is we don't have Mac Jones on the team. And I don't even believe that crap that he wanted Mac Jones. Why would you want, if you're going to move on from Jimmy, why do you want someone that's not as good as Jimmy?
And that's the thing. That's why, Tommy, I wish, just not really, maybe for a joke for 2 or 3 weeks, I wish Mac Jones would have came to us, but we really had Trey Lance. But Mac Jones, I want to see the reaction of 49er fans. Would they still be all over Jimmy? Let Mac Jones start week 1. I bet they would. They would. The hate for Jimmy is pure as I'm talking cocaine that just came off the Colombian boat. You know what I'm saying? It is unreal. Wow.
Pure as the driven snow.
Jesus. Tom, we got to go. Okay. I'll be back for part 2 on this tomorrow, okay?
Yeah. Well, great talking to you as usual.
Thanks, Phil. Doing great work in that chat.
Niners are winning the division, whether you like it or not, and the Jets are trash, by the way. even with Saleh. But you know what? I wish they would do better. I'm going to pull for him just because I want Saleh to succeed.
Because of Saleh. Yeah. I ain't hating on the Jets. I wish them well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right.
Night,
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Night.
Can't wait. Night. And gold money. Thanks for that contribution, gold money. Because I can't wait for Jimmy G to come out hot this year and kick ass. Ronbo, I'm calling it now. If Jimmy starts, if he's still here in week 1, look out. Oh, that's going to be one. That's going to be outstanding entertainment. Ellis!
Ronbo.
Ellis, you got time? We sit up here arguing and acting a fool like we be doing. You know, Ellis.
I hear it.
You can tell we're family because you know how you Ellis, you got brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do. No sisters, just brothers.
Oh, that's worse actually, because sisters usually are a voice of reason. But you know, I got 2, and we used to have them fights. All of a sudden, Be sitting there, everything's fine. All of a sudden, the fight would go. It'd go from volume 1 to volume 15 until Joanne would come in and say, "What's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all act like you ain't got good time. I'm going to call the police. Go ahead, call them. And I will beat you." Then you go after her, It really gets stupid in the house. It reminds me of that when I'm in here talking, and all of a sudden we break out in arguments because we could be fine for a long time, and then all of a sudden the wrong subject could come up. But Ellis, you're feeling,
the sibling life.
But you're feeling on Kyle Shanahan's statements.
Man, okay, bring me up to speed. What the hell did Kyle say?
Okay.
Okay. So he said something about Stafford, right? But I didn't hear what
He
exactly
was upset
verbatim did he
because
say.
the Rams. He wanted. Well, you know what? I need to listen to the whole thing. But he came in and was talking to McVay and talking to Peter Schrager and said, "You know what? I was like sitting there waiting. I didn't know that deal was. I wanted in on Matt Stafford, but before I knew it, it was all over, and I had no chance." And then McVay comes in. "Well, Kyle, it'll make you feel better. I didn't think it was going to go off that fast either." So Kyle's sitting there looking like somebody peed on him because he was going after Stafford, and now everybody's decided that Kyle hates Jimmy. He wanted Stafford, but then the media says there's some other things he says as well. So I'm not sure what's going on. I need to listen to that whole thing myself because you got to be careful with reporters. Reporters love to stir that pot and get people going like they did here tonight.
Clearly. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, Kyle wanted somebody who's proven. Matthew Stafford is, to me, he's a proven quarterback. I mean, he's a proven starter. He's a great quarterback in this league. I don't know, a lot of people might not care for him too much because he played on Detroit. But I mean, if he would have came in and actually gone to a good team, like I said, like a lot of these draft picks, end up doing, they go to the wrong teams and their careers get, stunted, or they become non-existent. You know what I mean? Because of those first, several rookie years, they got in the league. They don't really get the opportunities. So. But thankfully for Matt Stafford, his talent was, the level that it was at, and he was able to put off some really good years and put some really good stats on the board. So I actually was looking forward to, potentially getting Matthew Stafford definitely over the Carson Wentz's and all that other talks that we had going on. I mean, if it wasn't going to be Aaron Rodgers, as far as availability, we're talking, him or Stafford would have been the guys that I would have wanted to, take over if it wasn't going to be, us getting a draft pick and us actually getting a quarterback, from in the league that was already here, So, but that's, Kyle wants consistency. He wants proven. He doesn't really build up and coach up a lot like all of the quarterbacks. They seem to have like a different kind of pattern. So I'm interested in seeing, because he didn't really get to, Jimmy was just thrown in there with us, and he had to just kind of learn on a whim. I want to see Kyle actually groom a newer quarterback, and I know he did that with, with Robert Griffin, and I mean, he had really good results there. So it's, I hate to say it, but I kind of feel like maybe the Trey Lance or whoever we picked was going to be just, this is who we're settling for. And not a settle like, oh, this is what we're just going to take, but this is where we're going to have to go direction-wise to get a quarterback. You know what I mean? And that's going to require some years of investment, some time, and a lot of other things that Kyle I don't think really wanted to do. So I felt, that's probably why he's really banking on staff becoming available.
It's a huge risk, too, when you think about it, though, Emilio. If Trey fails...
No, this your boy Ellis, man. E.M.
I'm sorry. What did I say? Who did I call? Whose name did I call? Ellis.
You call me Emilio.
Ellis. But Trey has to succeed, or Jed's going to have to make a decision, an unpopular decision that we're all going to be. Trey has to succeed. There's no two ways about it. And I'm pretty sure
he will. I'm just saying, as far as what Kyle was thinking. It's like, we're not going to get staffed, so then we're going to have to go in the draft. And, we wouldn't have gone to third if we didn't have to. If we could have got up to like 7, 8, something like that, we probably would have been having to take somebody else because, maybe we were going to be the only one that took Trey early, and maybe Trey would have gone back and we could have had our pick.
Wait a minute. When did Justin Fields get – what number was he drafted at?
Oh, God. Somebody in the chat. Was it 15? That was Mac.
Yeah.
Was he before? He was before Mac Jones,
Way
right?
before.
Yeah, he was before Mac.
Mac Jones was last. Who was?
10,
feels
11,
Chicago
10,
was in the top 10, right?
Yeah, they're between 10 and 12 or 13. I don't know. I wasn't paying really no mind. Once I seen that we got, trade money, I was, it was all gravy. But that's what I'm just saying. There could have been some, because we had to go down to third because Miami was the only one that was willing to play, and we had to pay that extensive price. But we didn't aim for Trey and say, we got to go all the way down to 3 to go get him. You know what I mean? I don't believe that.
They're the only ones who would take the deal. That's another point nobody remembers. You're right. Miami's the only one who would click. Everybody else didn't want anything to do with the foot. Nah, we're not trading with you guys. Forget about it.
Hell no. No, that's what I'm saying. Everybody keeps saying, they traded up for three to get this guy and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we traded up to third because that's the only option we had available. And then it just so happened that we ended up getting Trey at 3, but, that wasn't going to be a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have, maybe traded down to 8, 9, 10, whatever.
Then Justin Fields would have been in the mix too. See, that's why. And people think, they traded up all the way to number 3. You think they ain't serious? Like you're saying now, they couldn't get anybody else to bite. Miami bit, and it cost them a fortune. Okay, that's what really happened.
Yeah. We weren't banking on trying to trade up and give all that stuff up for Trey. It just ended up happening that way. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wanted to deal with us or work with us.
That is the truth.
So.
But
man, Kyle's, he just better start focusing and getting locked in because we almost here. So we can't cry over spilled milk. You don't got Stafford. You get to watch him next year, and you get to watch our defense. Try to take his head off. So get excited, Kyle.
And he's
really
injury
excited.
prone too. Stafford's had a lot of injuries as well. He played one year with a broken.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, fam. Go ahead.
No, I just said he played with a serious injury one year as long as he could. But if getting Stafford was what was heavily on Kyle's mind, and he was worried about Jimmy getting hurt, like some people think, Stafford wouldn't have been any more. He's just as brittle. He just somehow stays on the field when he's hurt. But so
Yeah, he's just a little. He's just tougher. He's he's got that. I won't say CJ. CJ will sit there and take the hit. Stafford will try and dodge the hit and get the hell away and take a hit in the process of trying to make a play. CJ, he'll sit there in a seated position and take a full blast from somebody. You know what I mean, and get up like nothing. But Stafford's going to run around and try to make it happen.
Right between CJ and Russell Wilson, I think those are the 2 toughest guys in the NFL when it comes to quarterback. CJ, he may be knocked completely out. You take him to the sideline, he'll be back in a few minutes. Remember the hits he took in that first year as a rookie? Most men would have quit the game. He took some straight ahead, full speed shots, and he's still getting up. I said, this dude, damn.
Yeah, I've seen people tap out, man. So
not him.
CJ's definitely he's definitely a man about his and taking that those licks like that. Hopefully he does well in his career, man. Shout out to CJ. Thankfully he was able to get a contract, him and Nick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shout out to them guys, man. I know we gave him a lot of what.
Yeah.
But shout out to them for being able to keep their careers going.
All right, fam. We got a part 2 coming up to this.
Yes, sir.
And, we'll continue tomorrow with Sean. Kyle Shanahanisms. Yes, Kyle, let it go.
Yes, sir.
Kyle, what are you doing?
Yes,
what are you
Brother
talking
Ronbo.
about? All right, fam.
Hey, man, shout out to John, man. He's one of the most calmest, angry people I ever heard of in my life. He's really he does it with class. He roasts everybody with a class and a certain type of without really going sailor on everybody, man. So shout out to John, man. Don't let nobody steal your shine, John, man. They not worth none of the energy, man. You stay on top, homie.
49ers, Ultimate Report. All right.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to you, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform, as always.
Hey, Ellis,
thank you to production. Shout out to all the Niners, man. Shout out to all the fans. And followers, make sure you hit that like and subscribe right now. Shout out to the Seahawks guy, man, for coming through. It's always cool, love, man. The one with the Seahawk with the one eye.
Yeah. Don't mix it up with the Raiders. Now. That's vicious. All right. See you tomorrow. All right. Oh, God. Guerrero, good to see you, fam. Hey, remember, Jimmy would be excellent. This, especially with his offense and defense. Oh, we go Niners! That's why, this disrespect, boy, I can't wait. Boy, everybody, he can't do this. He can't do that. He can't do this. He can't do that. We're going to see what he can't do. Speaking of Seahawks guy, even I think Jimmy G will shut some mouths this year, though I hope he chokes versus us. Jokes, man. I think it's 1-2, or is it 2-3? I know the Hawks are one game ahead. Although, if it wasn't for the field goal kicker in that first game, we should have won that game. Hey, Dustin, come on in.
What's good, man?
Dustin,
So it's all the Jimmy hate again, huh?
Oh, Jimmy is like the punching bag of the 49er empire. Boy, I tell you.
I know. On Twitter, it's wild, man. You try to stand up for him, and then you're just like a Garoppolo sexual, Jimmy sexual, or whatever.
and Dustin, he's won more games than any quarterback. His winning record with the 49ers is better than any quarterback.
No. Bro,
what?
It's all Kyle. It's not Jimmy.
I know it's all. Yeah, I know it's right. It's all Kyle. The running game.
Although,
and the defense.
without fucking Jimmy, my language. Without Jimmy, like, what would his record be? It'd be trash.
He hasn't lost 10 games with the 49ers. Then he's up in the 20s with wins. But forget that, he sucks. So, that's why I said y'all can.
Yeah, last year was weird when he was healthy. Like, the first game was totally abnormal. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It was totally weird.
And I bet you, had we had a normal preseason, I don't think, with quarterbacks, timing and things like that are very important. They need their time to get into the season. That's fine. I can't give him that excuse. He should have done better. But I do know that next week he looked different. So, practice is everything. So, but that's about Kyle's remarks, though. How you feeling about that? I mean, that was. I felt like I was looking at some kind of a candid, or listening to some kind of a candid thing, Does Kyle know people are taping this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This whole offseason it's been interesting. It's been more interesting than most because the trades to go up to the third overall pick, that was kind of wild. But, I mean, I don't know. It better pan out. That's all I say,
I
man.
know.
Or else Kyle's going to be packing his bags.
That's the bottom line. This is nobody's saying anything, though, Dustin, but this is serious. This cannot fail.
Yeah, it can't. I mean, it can, but it better not.
That's the problem. It can, but because you played it. You traded. You went up to number 3. Understand that you had to.
It was a lot of capital, man. Because what's the name went 11th. I mean, really, I don't know. I think they did it too early. We should have done it not a draft, but they wanted to secure to know they had to pick. You know what I mean? They didn't want to have to be guessing around last minute.
Dustin, where did Chicago pick? Were they the top 10?
They picked 11th. Oh. They were picking 14 or something, but then they moved up a couple to swoop them real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Justin Fields went at where we were going to be. A lot of people believe Justin Fields is still the best pick in this draft.
I mean, man, we could have picked Fields at 11, dude. That would have been kosher. I don't know. Them two, I mean, whatever. Them 2 future picks, man, that could hurt. But hopefully they, gotta trust the process.
We can't say. We got to wait. We'll see. That could happen. We'll find out next year. We may get one back. I hope the 49ers find a way to get one of those first-round picks back.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, the only thing it could be is if we trade Jimmy or
and
he's got to trade Fred Warner for 2 future firsts.
Oh, you could get 3. You could get 2 firsts.
I don't want to touch Fred. Him, but no way.
Hey, Fred Nick will get you anything you want.
I ordered his jersey just now. Hell no, I don't want him traded. That dude's a stud. He's the future of linebackers.
He ain't
That's
going
what
nowhere.
they're going to be going out there.
He ain't going nowhere.
He better not.
So.
Then I don't even know what you can get for Jimmy. Jimmy's just rattled with injuries. It's so funny how people talk about him. Oh, he's not good. He's trash. Dude, the reason, all right, his play too. It could be some of the reason why last year his play was subpar. He had a couple games where he was really good. The Patriots game, I thought he was really good. He was on point. He threw like 2 interceptions, I think. But that's Jimmy, you know what I mean? He doesn't get rattled by interceptions, so I don't really trip.
He comes back looking better. But you can't play with a high ankle sprain. I want to, this is the thing. People think that injured Jimmy is the only Jimmy that exists. So I say, what do you look like with a high ankle sprain?
The main reason why they're getting rid of him is because of injury issues.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the main reason right there. Oh, yeah. And, I agree with it. You can't be having a dude, they got to do something. You can't be doing that every year, every other year. You never know. They have to do something. So I agree with the situation. But I just feel bad for Jimmy because, man, it's like the fan base just, totally just, taking a piss right on this. Jimmy, screw you, buddy.
Stop making stuff up.
Dude,
he wears women's
dude helped
underwear.
Turn it around, dude. It's man, it's crazy.
He never throws the ball.
But, I mean,
he only takes sacks. He doesn't know what to do. He just sits there twiddling his thumbs.
Man, what about the games? What about the Cardinals games in 2019? And what about the freaking Saints game and the Rams game, the 2 third downs? It's bro,
none of that ever happened. Dustin, it was all defense.
Exactly.
All defense, all run. Jimmy had nothing to do with that.
All defense, all Nick Bosa, and all run. That's the.
Jimmy's out there waving at the crowd. Taking off his helmet.
There's this one dude on Twitter. I don't want to put no names out there, but man, dude, I'd be going at it with him about it. It's bro, you think you know everything because you're a podcaster and da-da-da-da-da. Bro, chill. But, that's Twitter. They just do what they do, so it is what it is.
And Jimmy's a grown-ass man.
Crazy.
He'll take care of himself. I just get mad when I hear it. I
heard you talking about something earlier about how Kyle, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
How he'd be changing his things for certain QBs. I do agree with dude on that because, I mean, every coach has to play to his QB strengths. So Jimmy doesn't have his strength is his quick release. He used to be outside the pocket a lot too until that ACL. But
see,
you have to play to your QB strengths. So,
but see, that's why I look at Kyle. I say, Kyle, Jimmy's percentages on play action way higher than they are standing in shotgun.
High, man. Last year, they didn't do none of that.
Right?
Even they did some, but not like they should have. It was weird.
See, Dustin,
isn't that what Kyle's known for? For the play action plays and stuff.
Dustin, it's predicated on your offensive line capability as well. Because now you look at Grasu. You look at Grasu in the middle, and you look at this guy over here, and you look at the makeshift going on. You can't do everything that you did in 2019, but that doesn't mean shine the spotlight on Jimmy.
And then how Mike McGlinchey was playing last year, he was so obsessed with Twitter, getting hate on Twitter, he couldn't focus.
Just go blame Jimmy because why? Because he's out there. Jesus. What's he supposed to do?
I mean,
he can only play quarterback.
Jimmy has his issues just like every other quarterback. But
absolutely.
The point with him is we win. It's a lot of people rather have these stats, right? It's what rather you have? A QB with subpar stats or a QB with good stats that loses? I'd rather have the QB with subpar stats that wins.
It wins.
You know what I mean?
That's the good stuff.
Then a QB with
we're gonna run out of time. That's
outrageous stats and loses. For sure.
Good Matthew Stafford.
You take care. Have a good one.
All right, Dustin.
Hope you had a good for us. Take care, man.
All right, fam.
Later.
Thanks. Night. And John says, shout out to Ellis. You're welcome on my channel anytime, John. Ellis from John, 49ers Ultimate Report.
Speaking of 49ers Ultimate Report, shout out to the guy, man.
Okay. Wait. Norm, hold on a second. I got shout out to what? I don't know what's going on now. Oh, sorry. All right, thanks, John. Okay. We got bring him in there. All right, Norm, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I wouldn't finish the production show to shout at me. Hey, Norm, what time is it?
Time to give John from 49ers Ultimate Report a shout out, man.
Yeah.
Because
good. You're the number one dude.
What he had to say, and I already know what he wanted me to say. So on behalf of that guy, it's Niners all day. And today, I got a lot of news on my inbox. People been blowing up my line about this report from, they just got this video of this guy. He sounds like an Uber driver name. And a podcast about I forgot what his name was. It's some code name, like a Lyft driver or something.
The fly guy?
I don't know, DJ Vlad or some shit like I don't know. But anyway,
that's something else.
Yeah, some shit like that. But like there was apparently Kyle Shanahan has admitted to
Matthew Stafford. His love for Matthew Stafford? Yeah, that was the fly guy.
Bill Cosby admitted to. Never mind. I ain't gonna go there. This is just for Niners football. Anyway, but that it just brings up a point for me. Like, if that's the case, if you and I know y'all gonna be mad, right? Because I'm wearing the numbers, right?
I thought about putting mine on today too.
Because I've been hearing all these talks, right, about how this guy is almost time for him to go. It's his time to go. They about to get shipped out. He's not starting week 1. Why are they parading this man around? They throwback jersey, picture, photo shoots, and all this. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Birdman,
Jimmy's a model, if nothing else.
Okay, so Birdman had Cash Money Records when he was parading Lil Wayne around. When after you back it up, didn't stop. Was that to bring Young Thug in? No, Lil Wayne out. Come on, people. Let's use our perspective. Let's get out of here and go here. Everybody, every Niners fan, every faithful. I know you got heart. We got heart, but it's time to come out of here for a second. And come right here and see what the hell is going on, man. Okay, I said Trey scores week 1. I didn't say Trey starts week 1. I said Trey scores week 1. I'm telling you, it's going to be the game where the 49ers is whooping these Lions so bad it's going to put Trey Lance in. But
that'd be awesome.
With this whole Matthew Stafford, if y'all didn't watch the whole offseason and y'all watched these press conferences, not these little podcast people, because I watched every press conference that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch had, and not once did I hear them talk about wanting to bring Matthew Stafford on the team. What I heard them say is that when any deal comes on the table that is better than what is on their table now, they're going to look into it.
Check it out. That's what they do.
They're going to check it out. And that's what anybody does. Okay, it's like some of y'all dudes right now probably got wives right now that's probably laying next to you right now in bed, looking on the internet, scrolling, looking at all the guys that she turned down just to stay faithful to you right now. She probably checking them out too.
Take a phone away from it. What are you looking at?
Don't take the phone away from her. Just accept the place as it is. And that's exactly the game I just put you on as far as how the front office operates, man.
That's what I'm saying. People blow everything out of proportion. Like they looked at Tom Brady company. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Of course they wouldn't see it about it. They turned it back on Jimmy.
Tom Brady,
they turned it back
Aaron
on Jimmy that
Rodgers,
year.
and
They was still with him
Stafford
then. I said, come on, man. Everybody talks to Tom Brady.
Faithfuls, I would love to have Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Matthew Stafford as in our quarterback room. All three of them.
Thank you.
But this is not the Pro Bowl, and we are not the whole NFC. We are just in charge of taking the NFC from the Buccaneers. And we got to do it with the guy that was behind this guy for now. Okay? Can we deal with that until the young lad that has an R&B album coming there and sang on the rest of the NFL? Can we just let him do you think the greatest album?
Yes.
The greatest albums don't come out like mixtapes. Y'all want a mixtape Trace. Y'all want a mixtape Trey Lance. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Can we let Grammy nominated status Trey scores come out? Y'all want mixtape Trey scores. And it's not gonna happen this year. Deal with it.
Norm, in fact, Trey needs to be scared if he hears any of the rhetoric going on around. Trey Lance is the next greatest thing on the earth. I'd be scared if I don't look like
Trey going to be featured all 2021. He's going to be a feature.
I hope he doesn't listen to the noise. Just come out there and beat Trey. Don't try to live up to all this hype. Just go out there and play.
He gonna be a hot feature, Ronbo. He's not gonna have the Grammy nominated album out this year. Okay, he's gonna be hot features all year. Okay, y'all waiting for mixtape trade scores to come out, and you gonna mess up the whole entire organization with y'all aspirations. Okay. Gee, Willikers, Batman. I understand how much y'all don't like Jimmy G. It's the same way people didn't like Steve Young back in '94.
Norm, I have a better example than that. Remember when Brian Hoyer was out there pissing everybody off, and everybody thought CJ was the next Joe Montana? And now,
nope. Steve Young won them a Super Bowl. That's the last quarterback to win us the Super Bowl. Okay, don't bring CJ Beathard, Brian Hoyer.
I'm just saying that's the way we do. Whatever we don't know nothing about, we will promote it over everything else.
Log off right now, because you just brought up Brian Hoyer when we talking about good quarterbacks. Log off.
No. I meant it doesn't matter who's starting. Whoever's sitting down, and we've been doing this for years, like you said, whoever's sitting down, make that starter get the hell out of here and bring that dude in. And that's, boy.
The main thing is that I want people to understand this whole team is going to be the reason we're going to do it big no matter who. And that's where you're right at, Ronbo, is that it's going to be a team effort. No matter who is starting, it's because they know that this is the best fit for them to win for this particular point. So whether it's the guy you hate or the guy that you want to take the job from the one you hate, it's going to happen. Trey scores and Jimmy wins.
I like that because he's got a uniform on. And Norm, it's like I said, and I want anybody in the chat to answer this question too, Norm. What quarterback carries a team by itself with no run game, no defense? I want to see that because I got that thrown at me tonight. Jimmy don't do nothing. It was all about the run and defense. So you know what? How many quarterbacks are out there playing and whooping teams all by themselves? That does not exist.
Like, it's like this. It's like I said earlier, I'm not a GM. I'm a pimp in this game. This is like, if I had two baddies better than one, that's fine with me. You feel me? It's like if I went up to somebody in the city of Philadelphia in 2017 and said, "Do you know that Nick Foles is going to host the Super?" They'd be like, "Get out of here, you freaking moron!"
Good point. Norm, we're out of time. We're gonna have part 2 tomorrow. Also, I just got slapped by production. They wrote up Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can't carry a ball club by himself. Okay, other than Russell Wilson, who else can carry a club by himself?
His wife. I was just kidding. His wife is going to be protecting him. It's the only one that's going to protect him today, and that's all I got to say. Because it's Niners all day.
Oh, yeah. All right, Norm. I'll look for you tomorrow.
Shout out to the good wives that's protecting their man. You feel me?
I feel you. Oh God, that's why it's so tough out there. Hey, Norm. Oh God. And John says, Norm Reels, thanks for your shout out. You gotta love his support of Norm. Thanks, John. Don Burr has actually put something up so he can post it in Big Blue. Don, thank you for the contribution. Detroit 28, Niners 18. Detroit wins week 1. Don, I actually feel sorry for you for being. You got a very pissed off 49er team. You got a Jimmy Garoppolo that's probably heard the majority of this crap that's going to motivate him to levels that ain't nobody seen in a long time. Hey, Sheik! The Iron Sheik! Come on in, fam.
Rombo! What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, we're just...
we're going back to... Seriously, how are you doing?
Norm, we're back in 26... Norm, Sheik, when were we going nuts on both Red and Gold Radio? And was that going into 2017?
It was 16 and 17, yeah, because we were like in the verge of Solomon Thomas. Yeah.
That's what Trey coined the phrase Monday Night Raw, because it got down Monday night. We just stopped pulling punches. People just got vicious, and Monday Night Raw became a trademark of Ronbo Sports. So all of a sudden, we're in the middle of the week and we're doing Raw.
Yeah, if you don't have your Vaseline on, you're in the wrong group. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready for these punches. You have to dodge them or you're going to get knocked out.
Oh,
so, fortunately, that's what it is. But, at the end of the day, we're all 49er fans. But
yeah, we forget that. We were fighting.
So, it's just debating. That's what it is. Obviously, I'm a Jimmy G guy. I supported him, because he's a 49er. I support any player that is in this team. But when he's gone, he's gone. Then I say, and I'm just like, shout out to Jersey Joe. He says, he keep on saying to everybody that says other teams, not our team, not our player. So that's what it is. When he's gone, he's gone. When he's here, I'm going to support him because all I care about, I don't care if it's a water boy. I don't care who it is. If he's going to make us win the Super Bowl, that's all I care about.
And wearing the red and gold uniform? Yeah.
Right. And like we should, all this, like I saw a Twitter, I think something Yak on Twitter, he said, who gives a damn about we could have wanted Matthew Stafford? I'm like, we didn't get him. Get over it. I agree. Get over it. We didn't get it. Tom Brady, we didn't get him. Get over it. It is what it is. If people, we were interested. Well, like, okay, well, did we get him? No. Okay, doesn't matter to me because honestly, I'm just care about this team that we currently have right now. From that.
And Sheik, I just want to piggyback on that too. Everybody loves when they hear about the 49ers went out and talked to this quarterback, and they went in to talk to that quarterback. Well, why in hell didn't they bring him back? And that's what I'm saying. I just get all excited because they went and talked about somebody. And the 49ers have told people how many times, Sheik? How many times have they told people if there's a deal going on out there with a marquee name, we're going to check into it. This is our job. Yeah. It doesn't mean we hate all our players. God.
Yeah, definitely. If he's an elite kind of talent,
you gotta go. It's your job.
Elite talent. You got into it. Julio Jones. The reason why we didn't tap into it because we didn't have enough picks to even give up the future. We have to have these guys in. And this is why the Niner way that what we do, Ronbo, is, you've been around, everybody's been around as a Niner fan. We don't give up a first-round pick for an elite player. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it, Ronbo?
No, as you said that, I was trying to think of that. I don't know if that's ever happened. Especially,
never.
No.
Other than draft picks, obviously, that we have done with Trey Lance. But we never done that. We always get mid rounds and this and that.
Yeah.
So,
but as far as somebody else, as far as going to another team and giving them draft picks like the Rams like to do for everybody that comes down the pike, no, the 49ers have never been in that mode.
Well, that's the thing about the Rams and compared to us, we have depth and they don't. They give them mortgage the future for a guy that you're not sure if he's going to last. Because every time a person comes on the field, they're risking their careers. And when they have multiple injuries like Matthew Stafford, everybody fights through it, obviously.
Yeah.
He's an injury away to be gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't come out of that. Some people do. Like Peyton Manning surprisingly came back and he did his thing and he retired. But then there's Matthew Stafford, how I look at Ronbo, he's broken goods. I don't want no losing quarterback. I don't care if he has a great arm. He does this and this and that.
Thank you.
I don't want to lose. I don't want no losing quarterback.
A loser's a loser.
If your name is not Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, I'll put him in the mix. They win. They win championships. Well, maybe Rodgers won one, but Brady wins.
But the point is, if Rodgers is on the field, your chances of winning are really good. And Stafford, he's playing. Everybody says, Stafford didn't have any talent. Bull. Stafford's had some of the greatest receivers of all time playing with him. Megatron, I don't know if anybody, Julio's great, but Megatron ain't too far behind if he's behind.
Yeah,
So you know that.
I couldn't make it travel over Julio. I'll be honest, Ronbo. I think he's a
I was
freak
scared to do
athlete.
that though, because you know how people argue. But I still say don't give Matthew Stafford excuses while Jimmy's out there throwing to Kendrick Bourne, who's out there running the wrong route. Rookies like Debo and he didn't even get a chance like in Ayuk last year. Jimmy's had he's had Emmanuel Sanders. I think that's been the highest quality receiver he's had, not named George Kittle. You know, so you know, you guys go ahead and get all over it. He can't throw out numbers, can't do this. Well, give him a receiver. This is why I can't wait, because Ayuk and Debo are up to speed now. They're not rookies or babies anymore. They know what's going on in the NFL. And I know Deion hates it, but if Jalen Hurts ready to play, the ridicule and the Jimmy mediocrity, he can't do this, he can't do that, it ends in 6 weeks.
Yeah, his opportunity is now. If he doesn't do anything, then he's going to be gone.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what his situation is. You know, we're not going to have another Trent Taylor in this team anymore. And let me just say this, you know, like with all the hate that Jimmy G is getting right now, like if you really think he's going to be gone in week one, like before the week one, you really seriously ask yourself, 49er fans, like, you really trust Josh Rosen? Practice ball player. Yes, he was a first-round pick, but you know how many teams he went to? And he went to practice squad in Tampa Bay. Or you trust Stuckfield? Stuckfield has been garbage. He's been in the back for most of his career. He's trash. If Trey Lance goes down, we're fucked. I'm sorry, Ron. I'm going to curse.
No. It's true. And that's why I said, Sheik, if Trey Lance goes down, I want to know how quickly that the flies will just fly in on him and start devouring him. I said, you know what? People don't understand. This is football. People get hurt. And a quarterback is the most vulnerable position out there. No, he's injury prone. The hell? You ever get hit by a guy 270 pounds running at you at like 30 miles an hour? Then you can talk about how he's injury prone and you ain't.
You know, the thing about these Niner fans these days compared to the back in the day, because it's type of football. Most of these fans have never played football in their life, but the people that do and know their stuff, like, you got to understand it's part of the game. If you're going to be like jumping on a player, are you going to jump on George Kittle now? Because he's been injured for like
every year,
3 years now.
Every year.
Are you going to get on him now? Are you going to get on Brandon Ayuk because he got injured? Maybe you're going to get on if he misses a couple games.
Debo.
This is the thing about our fan base. Their patience is disgusting.
It's that.
And I'm like, honestly, I just want to man, if they were back in the day, Ronbo, when these guys get hit, you know, so many career endings. I've seen players going.
Remember, the only reason the NFL started protecting the quarterbacks because they were dropping like flies down through the 80s and 90s, right? The NFL said our company is suffering because quarterbacks aren't lasting 5 minutes. Some of the best premier quarterbacks are going down in the first week. Some of these people don't even understand or remember that or know about it. Maybe they're too young. But the rules were changed for Tom Brady and like Aaron Rodgers and everybody else for that reason. And quarterbacks are still getting hurt, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Perfect example, Ronbo. Steve Young. His career had to be ended because of all the
concussions,
all this injuries that he had. And let me just say this about this divided fan base that we have right now. If they think this fan base, Lance versus Garoppolo is bad, just imagine if freaking Young and Joe Montana was this in this era, how bad it will be. But, honestly, Ronbo, it's like it's both winning. But Montana was a freaking great quarterback. I wish he stayed. But Steve Young is one of my favorites.
Boom.
That was a tough decision.
They broke Joe's back. They broke his elbow. Yeah. And Young, like you're saying, it's a wonder he's not like I mean, he got so many concussions, and that was before concussion protocol was a must. There was no blue tent on the side of the field. He just went over there, sucked it up, and came back out there. Oh, those were scary days. And so when he's, as I say, he's not slobbering all over himself trying to talk. So, people complain. He gets hurt. Shut up. Have you played this game before? Have you ever ran into anybody? Has anybody ever ran into you? It hurts, and sometimes the body doesn't take it. So don't be getting on people because they got hurt. There's no way to avoid that. It's football.
Yeah, my first ever injury was in high school. Like I busted my shoulder and I had to be gone for like a while. And then I tried to come back and then I couldn't because it was torn. So it's a tough injury. That's unfortunate. You try to come back and if you can't do it, you can't do it. But it's part of football.
It's a game of passion. You got to love football. And you loved it. That's why you kept going out there. As soon as you healed up, you went back out there, right?
Yeah, I went back.
So that's a sick thing
I
about
went back.
football.
I was playing basketball. I was playing baseball. I was doing it all. But, I was not the same. I was unfortunately not the same. But my arm strength was not all there. But then I had major surgery, and then I came back. But the thing is, like you said, it's a different era. It's a different type of – people get hurt. But, if you're going to, give up on a player like that, okay, that's your opinion. I get that. But at the same time, look for the long run. Trey Lance's career. Let's think about that. If we rush this kid and Jimmy G is gone and he's not ready,
we're back in trouble
Kyle
again.
Kyle Shanahan is in the hot seat. Do you want Kyle Shanahan gone? Are you ready for another Dennis Erickson? Are you ready for Thomas Sula?
Oh, stop!
You want those type of coaches again? Do you want to go back in that again? No, hell no.
She gotta go.
That.
Let's do part two, Ball. Because we're out of time. But excellent points as usual. All right, fam. Have a great night.
Thanks, brother. Hey, have a good shot. And Will, man, ease up a little bit, man.
I know
he's removing the Band-Aid on you.
God, man.
But I'm not gonna lie. Will is coming after you.
No, I know, but you know what? I'm through being passive. Will's just rude now. There's no point in getting nasty about it. You know? God.
This debate with him, do your thing, and you do his thing. Always make it civil. He's gonna do that as well.
I know. Yeah. All right. All right, fam.
Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to CTNT. Faithful, hit that like for Ronbo Sports and Go Niners. Let's get the dub. That's what Super Bowls matter. Who cares who type of quarterback it is? Peace.
Night, fam. And K-Ron, what's up? Don, hey, you come to Ronbo because you can't talk to your fans. The great Barry Sanders left. He couldn't play for the Kitty Cats no more. Every year, fam, remember, we always get a guy that opens the season, but he's early. He didn't even wait till training camp. I'll never forget the Tampa Bay guy. He still makes me laugh so hard. And then we couldn't find him after the Tampa Bay game. Somebody did point him out to me. I said, there he is. He won't talk to you then now. Hey, Tommy Huxley, John Chapman asked Don Burr to bet on the game. He chickened out. Niners 59, the toilet 7. Hey, are we having fun yet? This does add spice to the life, doesn't it? Winning, actually, during the season, that it can't get any more fun than that. And then arguing and acting a fool as we could converse. And in a few weeks, we're going to get over this, and we're all going to be buddies again. Isn't it crazy? It's sick. Fam, we couldn't get it all in today. We got to do part 2 tomorrow, okay? I'll be looking for you. By the way, how could I not? Thank you for the contributions tonight, fam. Really appreciate it. Really do. Thank you so much. Where was I? Hit that like. Especially, Don, you need to hit the like twice. Boy, oh. Niners!